Congratulations, you've just woken up on a summer morning in Iceland, in the year 1627. The midnight sun stretches low across the horizon, spilling golden light over the rolling green hills of Heimaey, the largest of the Westman Islands. The air smells faintly of salt and fish. Distant seabirds call to one another as they glide above the cliffs. You find yourself in a world that is both familiar and strange, beautiful yet full of quiet hardship. Your home is a turf house, walls made of flat stones and thick layers of earth, topped with wild grass and tiny purple flowers. The house is partly dug into the hillside, sheltering you from the icy winds of winter, yet the scent of damp earth and smoke from the hearth lingers. Slowly, you rise from your bed, feeling the warm, soft woolen blankets and the straw beneath you. The world outside waits, calm, peaceful, yet full of hidden challenge. Your room, called the Bad Store, serves as bedroom, living room, and workspace all in one. In winter, the family gathers here to card wool, knit, repair fishing nets, and carve tools, sharing stories to pass the long, dark hours. Today, the floorboards creak softly beneath your bare feet as you move toward the small window. A thin membrane made from a cow's stomach allows light to enter. Glass is too expensive for most Icelandic homes. The soft summer sunlight glows across the humble room. Your father, Jan Egilsson, a respected Lutheran minister, stirs from his sleep, his gray-flecked beard catching the light. Your mother, Aster, is already tending the small fire and preparing skyr, a thick, yogurt-like food that has been a staple in Iceland for centuries. The morning begins slowly, the air warm with possibility, the day stretching before you. "Good morning," your father says gently, a small smile on his face. "Today will be good for fishing. The sea looks calm." You nod and help your younger siblings dress. An 11-year-old brother, a mischievous 5-year-old sister, and a toddler just learning to speak. Your mother's belly is swollen with a child soon to arrive, yet the family remains bound together, loving and strong. Life here is never easy. Every day is work: fishing, tending sheep, collecting eggs from cliffside nests, preserving food for the long winter months. And yet, in these small tasks, there is rhythm, a sense of continuity, a quiet peace beneath the labor. The day holds both responsibility and comfort, and you step fully into it, ready to play your part. After breakfast of skyr and dark rye bread, your father speaks of news from the Danish merchant ship that arrived last week. Rumors of Turkish pirates raiding towns along the English coast. Hundreds of people taken to be sold as slaves. Your mother makes the sign of the cross, whispering, surely they would not come this far north. The journey would be too dangerous. Your father nods solemnly, his eyes troubled. Let us pray they do not. You feel the unease in the warm summer air, even as the sun glows over the village of Heimaey. The village itself is small, only about 500 souls. Houses cluster near the harbor, fishing boats rocking gently on the waves. Beyond, green fields rise toward volcanic slopes, sheep grazing peacefully, a quiet, familiar world. The Danish trading post dominates the harbor, larger than any Icelandic dwelling. Denmark rules Iceland, controlling all trade, leaving Icelanders in near poverty. They may trade only with Danish merchants, who set the prices for goods like fish and wool. Today, men work on a defensive rampart around the storehouse, stones piled carefully, overseen by Danish soldiers in shining breastplates. You've never seen such armor. Icelanders have only simple tools and knives. Your father calls you. It's time for work, gathering eggs from the cliffs on the eastern side of the island. Dangerous, yes, but necessary. Your mother hands you a small basket, her voice gentle but firm. Be careful. Be home before evening prayers. You nod, stepping toward the sea cliffs, the scent of salt and seaweed filling your lungs. The day stretches wide and golden before you. The cliffs rise sharply above the crashing waves. Your father secures a rope around your waist, anchoring the other end to a sturdy rock. Test each handhold before putting your weight on it, he instructs. And disturb the birds as little as possible. You nod, heart pounding, and begin your careful descent. The work is terrifying and thrilling, reaching into nests to collect speckled eggs, avoiding puffins that dart through the air. The wind whips your hair, the sea roars below, yet your movements are familiar. Every step is deliberate, every handhold a lesson in patience. The eggs are precious food for your family, a reward for courage and care. The day stretches on, bright and clear, filled with the scent of salt and the thrill of survival. Midday arrives and your basket is full. Your father pulls you back to safety, the sun warm on your back, the wind tangling your hair. You rest on the grass, eating dried fish and drinking water from a skin flask. Off on the horizon, your father shades his eyes. "A ship," he says. You squint. Something is unusual. 3 sails appear where only a few Danish merchant vessels are normally seen. Anxiety brushes across his face. The village is calm, yet this distant presence feels like a ripple of unease across your summer day. Every breath is heavier, the anticipation of something unknown filling the air. The cliffs around you seem both protective and isolating, a silent witness to the day's unfolding. By the time you return to the village, word has spread. The Danish merchants call the islanders to the trading post for safety. People hurry along narrow paths, clutching children and belongings. Fear is written on every face. Your father guides your family through the crowd, leading you toward the rampart where Danish soldiers stand ready. The wall of stones is half finished, more symbolic than practical. They say it is Turkish pirates, an old woman whispers to your mother. "Here to take us away." Your mother grips your siblings' hands tightly. Your father tries to smile, but his eyes betray worry. The day feels longer than usual, stretching like a held breath as the sun moves slowly across the sky. Evening falls, yet the ships remain offshore, still watching. The Danish factor announces that perhaps the danger has passed, claiming the ships are part of the king's promised defense. Relief ripples through the crowd, but your father remains cautious. "We should stay ready," he whispers, voice low. At home, your mother prepares a simple supper while your father reads from the Bible. The words, familiar and steady, hang in the air. "The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer." The comfort of routine settles over the house, even as the sense of threat lingers. Outside, the sea laps gently against the shore, the long shadows of the midnight sun stretching across the island, holding secrets in their length. Sleep comes fitfully, heavy with unease. Your siblings' soft breathing is a lullaby of innocence. The summer night never grows fully dark, yet the quiet brings no full comfort. Somewhere offshore, the ships wait, dark silhouettes against the pale horizon. Tomorrow will bring unknown events, yet for now, the warmth of the blankets and the closeness of your family create a fragile sanctuary. The wind whispers through the cliffs, carrying stories of the sea. Your mind drifts between wakefulness and dreams, the rhythm slow, your heart steadying itself for the dawn that must come. Morning arrives, bright and golden. Birds call softly, the gentle murmur of your mother's voice humming an Icelandic hymn carries through the house. The worry of yesterday seems lighter in the sun's glow. The mysterious ships remain offshore, motionless, and your father has gone to check on his parishioners. You help your siblings dress, your mother kneading dough for bread, the baby restless in her belly. Outside, villagers resume their daily routines. Women gather to trade dried fish and wool, children run along the paths, and life appears to return to calm. The world feels normal, but the subtle tension beneath it reminds you that the story of the day is not yet complete. Suddenly, shouts rise from the harbor. You run to the door, squinting toward the sea. Boats approach the rocky shoreline at Renang, a place known as Robbers Point. Your mother's voice is firm now. "Get your siblings. We must find your father." Chaos surrounds the village. Families scramble, some heading inland, others towards small boats hoping to reach the mainland. The Danish merchants and soldiers have closed themselves behind the rampart. Your father appears, pale, breathless. They're landing at Renang. "Pirates. Barbary corsairs from North Africa. We must hide." Every step toward the hills feels urgent, the summer sun now tinged with the metallic fear of danger. You grab your siblings' hands, carrying the toddler as your mother struggles with the incline. The path winds steeply, leading to caves known as emergency shelters. Other villagers move swiftly, disappearing into the shadows. Your heart pounds as you glimpse the first pirates reaching the shore, wild and menacing, their curved swords glinting. Your father urges you onward. Do not look back. Keep moving. The caves, cool and dark, promise safety, yet your mind races. Each step feels heavier with fear, every breath drawn through salty summer air thick with anticipation. At the cave entrance, a woman pulls you deeper into shadows. Be quiet, she whispers. You cling to your siblings, covering your sister's mouth as she whimpers softly. Tears streak your face, helpless as your parents are caught by the pirates just steps behind. Your father rises, blood trickling from his forehead, attempting to shield your mother. Rough hands bind them, prodding them down toward the village. From the darkness, you watch silently, your heart tightening with each step they take. Time stretches slowly, each moment drawn into the heavy weight of fear. Hours pass as you remain hidden, listening to distant shouts, occasional screams from the village below. Other caves are discovered, some villagers dragged away. The small, concealed cave where you hide remains untouched. Margaret, the fisherman's wife who guided you inside, peers out cautiously. They're gathering everyone at the trading post, she whispers. Your heart sinks. Your parents are among the captives. The reality settles over you, cold and heavy, but Margaret's voice is firm. We survive. We protect the children. Then we find a way to reach the mainland. Even in terror, her calm steadies your shaking spirit. Night falls. The summer sky dims to a deep blue but never fully dark. Your siblings drift into sleep, worn by fear and exertion, while you remain awake, watching the harbor. Lantern light reveals the pirate ship anchored offshore, a silent sentinel. Your mind drifts over the events of the day, trying to reconcile the serene cliffs and rolling waves with the horror that has struck your village. The quiet night amplifies every sound, every distant shout, every whisper of the sea. Time stretches, measured by waves and wind, the weight of uncertainty heavy on your young shoulders. At dawn, the Landerkia church erupts in flames. Sparks spiral into the sky as the wooden steeple collapses. Even from the cave, the crash resonates. The pirates destroy everything except what they consider valuable: people. Margaret murmurs, "Not everything, but they are taking our people." The harsh reality settles, heavy as stone. The village, once peaceful, is now a landscape of chaos. Smoke drifts across the green cliffs, mingling with the scent of salt and scorched wood. Even the summer sun seems dimmed, caught in the shadow of loss. By mid-morning, the pirate ships raise their sails. Small boats ferry captives to the waiting ships. You carry your toddler brother, siblings close behind, clinging like shipwrecked survivors. The Danish trading post stands intact but deserted. Other survivors wander, calling missing names into the quiet ruin. Grief settles over the village like a thick fog. You feel the weight of responsibility, the sharp edges of fear and sorrow pressing into every step. Yet even amidst devastation, there is a thread of hope. Margaret's calm assurance that you must survive, hold the children, and one day see your parents again. The remaining villagers salvage what food they can and tend to damaged homes. The 4 fishing boats hidden in caves become essential tools for survival and communication with the mainland. You move into Margaret's home, becoming guardian and storyteller to your siblings. Each night, you recount memories of your parents, keeping their presence alive in the soft warmth of your room. Days blur, filled with routine, grief, and small acts of care. Each moment of calm is treasured, the cliffs and sea offering a familiar rhythm, even as your heart yearns for what is lost. Weeks pass. The heat of the summer continues, the scent of the ocean and wildflowers a constant companion. Your younger siblings grow, learn, and adapt. You teach your brother to mend nets, your sister to card wool, their small hands moving with tentative skill. Each night, you climb to the cliff edge, staring out over the vast sea. Somewhere beyond the horizon, your parents and newborn brother journey through unknown waters. You whisper prayers into the wind, hoping that somehow, across distance and peril, your family may survive and one day return. The waves roll endlessly, the sky stretches forever, and time seems to slow, carrying your hope on each gentle crest. The pirate ships sail steadily southward, cutting through the endless Atlantic. Your mother lies on a bed of straw in the hold, her face pale and drawn with exhaustion. Your father kneels beside her, whispering prayers and words of comfort. The air is thick and heavy, filled with the smells of salt, sweat, and fear. Other captives huddle nearby, offering scraps of cloth and water. The waves crash rhythmically against the hull, a steady drumbeat in the tense darkness. Time stretches slowly, each hour marked by the rolling motion of the ship and the quiet murmurs of those trapped below deck. Night deepens, and your mother's labor begins unexpectedly early. Your father holds her hand tightly, murmuring prayers and encouragement. Other women captives take turns assisting, applying what knowledge they have to ease the process. The air is thick with the scent of straw and salt, the groans of the laboring mother mixing with the distant shouts of pirates above deck. The world outside seems impossibly far away, the familiar cliffs of Iceland a dream fading with each wave. Still, your father's steady presence offers a fragile thread of hope, guiding her through the pain. Hour after hour, the labor continues. The baby presses against the limits of the tiny space, and your father whispers, "God watches over us." Each contraction is a battle, each breath drawn is heavy with effort. The other captives huddle close, offering support, murmuring prayers, creating a circle of protection. Above, the pirate captain moves about the deck, unaware of the human struggle unfolding below. The night stretches endlessly, time measured only by the sound of the rolling sea and the faint cries of those still asleep in the cramped hold. At dawn, the thin, reedy cry of a newborn fills the hold. Your mother lies back, exhausted, but her face softens with a weak, triumphant smile. The child is a boy, red-faced and small, wrapped in hastily gathered scraps of cloth. Your father touches his tiny hand, tears glimmering in his eyes. "Praise be to God," he whispers. The captives around them exhale quietly, relief mixing with awe. Outside, the first light of morning glints across the Atlantic, sparkling over waves and creating a fragile sense of calm after a night of terror. Word of the baby spreads quickly through the hold. Moments later, two pirates appear at the hatch, curious but not threatening. They offer old shirts for the newborn, gestures simple but human. Your father accepts cautiously, gratitude and wariness in equal measure. The pirate sailors retreat, leaving your mother and child in a small circle of warmth and care. The newborn, neither in Iceland nor Africa, rests against his mother's chest, the first fragile beat of life in the vast unknown. Your father whispers a name, John, after a reverent man who had died defending his parish. The child's name is settled, a mark of hope amidst the harsh sea journey. Days blur into one another. The Atlantic stretches endlessly, the northern sun replaced by the intense heat of southern waters. Captives are allowed on deck more often, the pirate crew perhaps recognizing that escape is impossible. The air is thick and hot, the smell of salt and sweat mingling. Your father and mother navigate this new reality cautiously, holding their newborn close, shielding him from the relentless glare. Every wave seems endless, every star in the night sky a reminder of home left far behind. The captive's strength ebbs under the relentless sun and scarce rations. Some elderly succumb to illness, their bodies weakened by hunger and despair. Your mother, despite exhaustion, nourishes the newborn, her own body frail but determined. Your father observes quietly, noting small acts of kindness from the pirates, extra water for the child, small gestures of humanity amidst cruelty. The world feels suspended between danger and survival, the endless sea a constant, rhythmic presence. Weeks pass, and the ships navigate the waters around the Iberian Peninsula. The captives' faces grow sun-darkened, eyes tired but watchful. On deck, your parents glimpse strange coastal landscapes, cliffs and whitewashed towns rising from the sea. Their minds drift between hope and fear. Every sight of land brings both longing for home and dread of what awaits. Your father prays quietly, the newborn resting safely against your mother's chest, the weight of family and faith carrying them through each day. Eventually, the North African coast appears, a ribbon of golden sand backed by distant mountains. Your mother shields the baby's delicate skin from the harsh sun. Your father squints against the glare, trying to understand this new land. White buildings rise from the shoreline, domes and slender towers glinting in intense light. The world is alien, harsh, and strange, yet they are drawn forward by the need to survive. Every step onto the unfamiliar shore is a mixture of relief and apprehension, the unknown stretching endlessly before them. Small boats ferry the captives from the pirate ships to shore. Your father helps your mother down the stone steps, careful with each movement. Armed guards herd them into a wide plaza, teeming with people of all sorts, men in flowing robes, women with veiled faces, children darting through the crowd. The hubbub is overwhelming. Your mother grips the baby tightly, scanning the unfamiliar faces. Your father studies the crowd, seeking any sign of potential allies or familiar humanity. Every motion is foreign, yet they cling to each other as an anchor. Captives are separated into groups, men apart from women and children. Families are torn apart, cries of fear and confusion mixing with the clamor of the crowd. Your father resists when guards try to separate him from your mother, struck brutally for his defiance. Yet he remains standing, shielding his wife with his presence, murmuring words of faith. The plaza is a swirl of movement and noise, the alien city overwhelming their senses. Still, your father's eyes never leave your mother and child, a constant watch over their fragile family. The men are marched through narrow streets to a large building with high walls. Inside, a courtyard becomes a place of forced sitting. Guards move among them, scrutinizing like merchants with livestock, taking notes on parchment. A man in rich robes approaches, clearly of importance. Your father's heart tightens as he observes, trying to understand what this day might bring. Each glance, each movement of the guards and officials speaks of danger and order far beyond Iceland, a world ruled by power and fear. Your father later learns this is the day of Eilers, the ruler of the Corsair city, under the Ottoman Empire's loose authority. The man inspects the children, selecting every eighth captive for his personal service. Your father watches helplessly as families are separated, fearing what this means for your older brother. The choice feels cruel and arbitrary, yet survival requires stillness. The courtyard echoes with whispered prayers, the summer heat oppressive, each breath drawn heavy with worry. After the selection, the remaining Icelanders are displayed in another courtyard. Local people examine them as if they were goods at a market, assessing strength, teeth, and health. Your father hears whispered exclamations of disbelief, "They're selling us." He feels the weight of helplessness pressing into his chest, yet a thread of determination remains. His family lives, and that thought drives him, even in the suffocating heat and chaos of the foreign city. One by one, Icelanders are purchased. Your father is sold to a shipbuilder who requires strong men to carry and shape timber. "You are fortunate," another captive whispers. "He is not cruel if you work hard." Your father nods, already planning survival, already thinking of a way to see your mother and siblings again. The heat is relentless, the labor exhausting, yet his mind is focused on hope. Every movement, every load of timber, is a step toward eventual reunion. The shipyard is harsh. Your father works from dawn to dusk, muscles straining under the heat and weight of timber. Nights are spent on a thin mat with other slaves of diverse nations, Spanish, Italian, English. Through shared hardship, he begins to learn about the city, the trade, and its cruel rhythms. Each day is a brutal education, yet knowledge here is power. He observes, remembers, and prays, the newborn baby and your mother always on his mind. Your father speaks with Marco, an Italian who has been enslaved for years. He learns of the city system. Captives are used for labor, traded, or ransomed if their countries can negotiate. Iceland is poor and under Danish rule. Few will advocate effectively. Marco's skeptical face confirms the harsh reality. Yet your father clings to the idea of ransom, holding on to the possibility that faith and cleverness may allow him to reunite the family. Each conversation, each scrap of information, is a piece of the puzzle he must solve. Weeks pass. Your father notices patterns, which captives are allowed messages, which are ignored, which can curry favor with masters. He begins to work harder, to speak carefully, to remember every face and every word. Hope is a quiet flame in the oppressive heat, a thread he clings to. Each day he imagines your mother and the baby, striving to locate them, to understand their path through the city. Every act, no matter how small, is a step toward survival and reunion. Then, one day, as he carries a load of timber through the marketplace, he spots a familiar face. Thor, a fellow Jaime villager, hurries to greet him, eyes wide with recognition. They embrace cautiously, mindful of guards. "Have you seen any of our people?" your father asks urgently. Thor nods, voice low. "Your mother lives, caring for the newborn in a house near the upper city." Relief floods your father, washing over the weeks of fear and labor, a small but powerful spark in a world of captivity. Thor hesitates, then mentions your older brother, taken into the ruler's household for special service. Your father feels the weight of this news, but he holds on to faith. "Children adapt to survive," Thor explains, and your father absorbs this quietly, the resolve growing within him. The heat, the labor, the uncertainty, all become background to the singular purpose: to find your family, to bring them together. The days blur as your father continues his work in the shipyard, each dawn bringing the relentless heat and physical strain. Yet his mind is elsewhere, tracing the possible routes your mother and children might have taken through the city. Every sight of women carrying water or children playing on the street makes him pause, hoping for a glimpse of the familiar. Each night, exhaustion weighs heavily, but his prayers and thoughts never leave his family. Slowly he learns the rhythms of the city: which markets are busiest when guards are distracted, which streets lead to the upper town. He observes patterns in the guards' movements, filing them away in his mind. The city is vast and foreign, a maze of sun-scorched stone and whitewashed buildings, but knowledge brings small comfort. His muscles ache, but his resolve hardens. Every task, no matter how menial, is a step closer to understanding this strange place. At night, when others sleep, your father prays for guidance and strength. He whispers the names of your mother and siblings into the dark, imagining their faces. The newborn's cries echo faintly in his mind, a reminder of life and hope. Though the city is alien and the captives are scattered, he believes that even here, with care and patience, he can find them. Faith is his companion, constant and unwavering, a quiet flame against the oppressive night. One afternoon, he notices a group of women carrying water near the upper city. Their movements are cautious, eyes alert. Among them, a figure wrapped tightly in cloth, a mother shielding a child from the sun. His heart skips. Could it be her? He waits, watching, his body tense with hope and fear. The women pass quickly, disappearing into the maze of alleys, leaving him with the barest hint of reassurance. She is alive, and the baby is with her. Your father begins to ask discreet questions. Fellow captives offer scraps of information: a house near the upper town, a baby with dark hair, a woman who has been caring for Icelanders. Each fragment is a clue, a thread he follows cautiously, always mindful of the guards and the omnipresent eyes of the city's rulers. Every word carries risk, yet he gathers knowledge tirelessly, piecing together the path to his family. Nights are short, filled with the groans of laboring men and the creaking of timber under the heat. Yet even in rest, his thoughts turn to your mother, to the baby, and to the older siblings. Each detail he learns about the city's layout, each observation of the guards' habits, becomes part of a larger plan. Survival and reunion are intertwined. To find them, he must first understand this world. Slowly, he begins to gain the trust of his master. His work ethic and intelligence are noted, and he is allowed to move slightly more freely within the shipyard. With this small liberty, he observes the comings and goings of the city, noticing houses where captives are kept, routes that lead from plaza to harbor, and the marketplaces where rumors circulate. Each detail adds to the tapestry of knowledge he will need to navigate this foreign land. Occasionally, he finds fellow Icelanders who share news. Some have seen your mother carrying the baby along streets near the upper city. Others speak of children being taken into the ruler's household. Though the information is fragmented and uncertain, it strengthens his resolve. They are alive, and he can reach them. Each conversation is a risk, yet necessary for the larger purpose of reunion. Days pass slowly. The sun rises and falls over the whitewashed city, casting harsh shadows. The heat presses down, yet your father moves with deliberate purpose. He observes, listens, memorizes. Every alley, every guard, every movement of the city becomes part of his mental map. Each evening, he returns to his mat exhausted but more prepared. The flame of hope burns steadily, guiding each step. One morning, he hears whispers of a wealthy merchant who has purchased several women and children from northern lands. Among them may be your mother and the baby. The information is vague, but it is enough. He begins to plan, careful observation, discreet inquiry, and cautious steps toward gathering more certainty. Every day is a test of patience and stealth, every encounter a potential breakthrough. In the shipyard, he continues to demonstrate his strength and skill. His master notes his diligence and begins to assign him slightly more responsibility. With this small increase in trust comes the opportunity to observe more of the city. From the high points of the shipyard, your father watches rooftops and courtyards, memorizing patterns and noting the houses of interest. Each glance brings a mixture of hope and anxiety. Occasionally, he sees children playing in the streets, their laughter ringing faintly in the hot air. He scans each face, searching for familiarity. The city is full of strangers, yet he refuses to allow despair to take hold. Every movement, every sound is catalogued in his mind, every detail a potential clue toward the family's location. Even in the oppressive heat, the rhythm of life continues, and he remains determined. His body grows accustomed to the labor, yet fatigue is constant. The heat presses down, relentless and unyielding. Each night, he lies on the thin mat with other men, closing his eyes for brief respite, yet his mind remains alert. Thoughts of your mother, the baby, and the older siblings occupy his mind, guiding decisions and influencing every movement. Patience and observation become his most valuable tools. One afternoon, a fellow captive mentions a house near the upper city where a woman and infant from the north are being cared for by a local family. Your father's heart leaps. Though the information is incomplete, it is enough to guide his next steps. He makes mental notes, calculating the safest way to reach the area without drawing attention. Every day becomes a careful balance between labor, observation, and planning. Night falls, but sleep is shallow. Your father traces the streets and houses in his mind, envisioning the path to your mother. The city is unfamiliar and oppressive, yet each memory of home, green cliffs, the scent of the sea, the warmth of your mother's embrace, fuels determination. Even in darkness, hope is a quiet, steady companion. In the market, he begins to move discreetly among the stalls, listening to merchants and captives alike. Every conversation is subtle, each word carefully weighed. Rumors and small pieces of information slowly build a clearer picture. He notes which houses might hold captives, which streets lead to the upper city, and how to move unnoticed. Knowledge is safety, and safety is essential for reunion. Days turn to weeks, and your father's plan begins to take shape. He identifies the likely house where your mother and the baby are sheltered. He watches discreetly, noting guard movements and timing the safest moments to approach. Each observation strengthens resolve and sharpens strategy. Though the heat and labor are exhausting, his focus never wavers. Occasionally, glimpses of familiar faces in the streets stir hope and longing. Fellow Icelanders offer small confirmations. Yes, your mother is alive. Yes, the baby is thriving. Each confirmation, each small scrap of news, is a lifeline. He begins to calculate when and how to reunite his family, every choice weighed with care. Patience, cunning, and courage must guide him. Evening brings a brief respite. The city is quieter, shadows stretching across the whitewashed buildings. Your father sits on a rooftop, tracing the streets below, visualizing the safest route. The baby sleeps, carried by your mother, somewhere in this maze. The path to them is fraught with danger, yet hope remains. He whispers a prayer, a small flame in the vast darkness of captivity. He begins preparing mentally for the first step, approaching your mother's house, observing carefully, and determining when it will be safe to make contact. Every day of labor, every sleepless night, every moment of careful observation has led to this point. The city is oppressive, the heat unrelenting, and the captors ever watchful. Yet he clings to the certainty that your family is alive and that he will find them. Your father spends the morning at the shipyard, carrying heavy timbers and repairing the day's damaged vessels. Sweat drips down his face, mixing with dust and grit, but his mind is elsewhere, tracing the streets leading to your mother's temporary shelter. Every glance toward the upper city sends a flicker of hope through him. He notices the movement of guards, the rhythm of merchants opening their stalls, and the occasional European-style carriage passing along the cobblestones. Each small observation becomes part of a mental map he carries everywhere. Though physically exhausted, his mind sharpens with every task. The captives around him offer brief, whispered confirmations about the women and infants from northern lands. Each word, a lifeline, adds to the growing sense that a reunion is possible. Even the harsh heat, the relentless glare of the Mediterranean sun, cannot dim the determination that burns inside him. Each step toward the harbor or along the shipyard is taken with a sense of purpose beyond labor, beyond survival. Every hour, every glance, every whispered conversation is a thread woven into the larger tapestry of hope. As midday approaches, he finds a shaded corner in the shipyard and rests briefly, closing his eyes while visualizing the path to your mother. The faint sound of the city, merchants calling, guards stamping, children laughing, serves as both a distraction and a reminder of the life beyond captivity. Each sound is catalogued, each movement noted, and every detail strengthens the mental plan that will eventually allow him to reunite with his family. That evening, your father climbs a quiet stairwell to the roof of a nearby building, granting him a vantage point over the upper city. The whitewashed walls glint in the fading sun, shadows stretching long across narrow alleys. He watches the women moving through the streets, carrying water and bundles of cloth, scanning faces for familiarity. Somewhere among them, he knows, your mother carries the baby, shielding him from the harsh sun with her scarf. The city seems immense, oppressive, yet small details, the curve of a roof, a well-known window, the pattern of guard rotations, provide vital clues. He traces paths in his mind, imagining the safest approach and the timing necessary to avoid detection. Even the distant toll of a bell from a mosque or the low murmur of market chatter becomes a part of his calculations. Every evening, he repeats these observations, committing street after street, guard after guard, to memory. Exhaustion tugs at his body, yet his resolve intensifies. His faith remains his anchor. He whispers prayers quietly, asking for guidance, patience, and strength. The city below is both a prison and a maze, but within it lies the path to his family. The sun finally sinks behind the distant hills, casting the city in an amber glow. Your father allows himself a moment to breathe, to let hope kindle in his chest. Each day spent observing, each piece of information gathered, brings him one step closer to the reunion that will define the rest of his life. The next morning, he is up before the first light. Dawn breaks softly, pale and pink over the Mediterranean waters, casting a serene glow across the rooftops. From his vantage point, he notes which streets are empty and which are bustling with early laborers, merchants, and guards. He observes the movement of small groups of captives, noting which houses appear to shelter women and infants from northern lands. Among them, your mother must be present. His heart races with anticipation and fear. Every detail, the position of a cart, the direction a guard faces, the slope of a roof, is etched into his mind. Today will require patience, subtlety, and restraint. One misstep could jeopardize everything. As he moves quietly through the alleys, he recalls every word of the fellow Icelanders who have passed along rumors about your mother's location. Each snippet of information is a precious clue, a fragment of hope. Sweat beads on his forehead in the growing heat, yet he forces himself to move deliberately, masking anxiety with purpose. Even the oppressive midday sun cannot slow the rhythm of observation and calculation that pulses through him. By the afternoon, he identifies a cluster of houses near the upper city that match the descriptions given by the captives. He chooses the one that appears least monitored and begins to trace its entrance, planning his next step with caution, patience, and unwavering resolve. Hours later, he approaches the house carefully, keeping to the shadows and using the walls of adjacent buildings as cover. The narrow alleyways provide some concealment, yet the guards patrol intermittently, their shadows long and deliberate. He crouches behind a corner, observing the women moving quietly about the courtyard, carrying water, blankets, and small bundles. One of them, her gait familiar even at a distance, carries a child carefully wrapped in cloth. His heart hammers in his chest. Could it be your mother and the baby? He waits, breathing shallowly, letting the crowd move naturally. Timing is critical. One false step could alert the guards or the household. He notes the entrances and exits, memorizing every angle, every door, every stairway. Patience is crucial. The reunion will not be rushed. Each breath he takes is measured, each movement deliberate. From behind his concealment, he visualizes the moment he finally speaks with your mother, imagines the relief, the tears, the whispered prayers, and the sense of safety returning even temporarily. The house looms before him like a fortress, both a promise and a challenge, and he steels himself for the careful dance that must follow if he is to reunite with his family safely. The sun begins to dip lower, casting long golden beams across the plaza. Your father notes the changing guard rotations, the diminishing number of people on the streets, and the way shadows fall across the courtyards. Each detail matters. He must wait for the perfect moment to approach, ensuring he does not draw attention. The baby's faint cries, carried softly through the open windows, reach his ears and send a shiver through him. It is confirmation, fragile yet powerful, that your mother and the infant are indeed inside. He crouches lower, blending with the shadows, committing every step of the path in his mind. He breathes a silent prayer for courage, for clarity, and for the fortitude to act without panic. Every heartbeat echoes in his ears, measured against the rhythm of the city. Even the distant call of a merchant hawking his wares adds to the symphony of life around him, marking the passage of time. He waits and waits. Patience, he reminds himself, is a weapon as sharp as any sword. The city may be oppressive, the guards vigilant, and the heat unyielding, but determination guides each cautious step toward reunion. Evening settles over the city. The sky deepens to a gradient of purple and gold, and shadows stretch across the streets and courtyards. Your father remains hidden, a quiet observer, noting the comings and goings of the women within the house. Occasionally, a guard passes, their lanterns casting brief illumination across the courtyard. He adjusts his position, ensuring he is always concealed. Every sound, footsteps, distant laughter, the clatter of dishes, is catalogued in his mind. The baby cries again, soft and reedy, confirming that he and your mother are within reach. He imagines the warmth of your mother's embrace, the softness of the infant against her chest, and the older siblings safe and waiting. His chest tightens with longing. He whispers a prayer, steadying his resolve. Tonight, he decides he will make the first contact. Preparation is key. Observation has given him the knowledge he needs. Now comes the delicate balance of courage, strategy, and faith. The city grows quieter as night deepens, offering him a narrow window of opportunity. Every sense is heightened. The heat, the sounds, the rhythm of life, all converge toward a single, crucial moment. He remains still, patient, ready, knowing that careful timing may bring the reunion he has longed for so desperately. As darkness envelopes the streets, lanterns flicker across windows and balconies. Your father edges closer, hugging walls, slipping into narrow alleys. The city is quiet but alive with distant sounds. A guard stamping, the faint murmur of a family within a home, the low scrape of a cart over cobblestones. He notes every detail, memorizing paths, exits, and potential risks. The house where your mother and the infant are held is just ahead, its windows glowing softly in the night. He pauses, taking stock of the guards' positions, the openings of doors, and the movement of shadows. Every step forward is deliberate, cautious, measured. In his mind, he rehearses what he will say, how he will identify himself without alarming anyone. The heat of the day has faded, replaced by a cooler night air that carries both relief and tension. Even the faint sound of the baby's breathing inside provides comfort and guidance. Each careful movement brings him closer, every breath controlled, every thought focused on the reunion that has been months in the making. Finally, he reaches a concealed spot near the house's entrance. He crouches low, peering through a small gap in the wall. Your mother moves gracefully across the courtyard, adjusting blankets around the baby, humming softly in Icelandic, a sound that makes his chest ache. Relief washes over him. She is alive. The infant stirs in her arms, healthy and alert. He memorizes every detail, the folds of her shawl, the way she rocks the baby, the pattern of the lantern light across the cobblestones. Timing is critical. He cannot risk being seen by the guards who still patrol intermittently. He takes a deep breath, praying for courage, clarity, and the skill to act without error. Every muscle is tense, ready to move at the right moment. The city around him fades into the background as the focus narrows entirely to the mother and child he has longed to see. Faith, hope, and determination converge in this moment, guiding each heartbeat and breath toward the delicate, careful steps needed for the first approach. The guards shift positions, leaving a narrow window unmonitored. Your father waits, crouched in shadow, watching your mother carefully. The baby stirs, and she adjusts him protectively. Every second stretches interminably. Finally, the path is clear. He edges forward, moving silently across the courtyard's uneven cobblestones, each step deliberate, each breath controlled. The faint scent of bread from the kitchen wafts into the courtyard, mixing with the night air. Your father rehearses his words, ensuring recognition without alarm. The gap between him and your mother closes, and his pulse quickens. Every shadow, every sound, every detail of the city matters. He is almost there. Months of planning, observation, and unwavering faith have led to this moment. One more careful step, and the reunion, the embrace, the whispered prayers of relief are within reach. Your father stops just a few feet from your mother, who glances up, sensing a presence. Their eyes meet. Recognition floods her expression, and a mixture of relief and disbelief crosses her face. The baby stirs, sensing the tension and hope in the air. He whispers softly, carefully, "It's me, Olafur. I've come for you." Her lips tremble as she responds in quiet Icelandic, "Olafur? Is it truly you?" The guards remain unaware, distracted by distant sounds. Heart pounding, your father moves slightly closer, careful not to alarm anyone. She nods subtly, signaling that she understands and trusts him. This small, quiet acknowledgement is enough. Faith, patience, and careful observation have brought him to the brink of reuniting with your mother and the infant. The night holds its breath as father and mother make silent plans, readying for the next delicate steps in their journey towards safety and eventual escape from the city of Eilers. With cautious steps, your father moves closer to your mother, keeping low in the shadow of the wall. The baby stirs softly, wrapped in the cloth she has carefully adjusted. Every movement is deliberate, measured, designed to avoid alerting the guards who still patrol the courtyard intermittently. Your mother's eyes glisten with unshed tears as she sees him so close after weeks of uncertainty and terror. She whispers your name softly, as if saying it aloud could make him vanish again. He responds in the same hushed tone, reassuring her that he has observed, planned, and is ready to lead them to safety. Every second feels like an eternity. The scent of the evening air mixes with the faint aroma of bread from the kitchen, grounding them momentarily in something familiar. He gestures for her to follow him, signaling patience and caution. One misstep could mean recapture, punishment, or worse. Every movement, every breath is calculated, as months of planning and observation culminate in this quiet, tense reunion under the cover of darkness. Slowly, she leads him and the infant toward the side alley he had scouted days earlier. Shadows stretch long across the cobblestones, and the faint glow of lanterns glints off the whitewashed walls. The city seems vast and oppressive, but the alley offers a narrow path toward temporary safety. Each step is careful. Every sound, the distant clatter of dishes, a guard's boots on stone, the low murmur of voices, must be accounted for. The baby's quiet coos and soft movements are a constant reminder of the stakes. Your father's mind races, replaying the layout of the streets, the locations of guards, and the positions of nearby houses. His grip tightens on your mother's hand, reassuring both her and himself that their careful approach will succeed. Patience, vigilance, and faith guide each step. Every shadow is a potential threat, but also a shield. The streets around them seem frozen in anticipation, as if the city itself is holding its breath for this reunion to unfold safely. The narrow alley twists and turns, providing both concealment and challenges. Your father pauses often, peering around corners and listening for the approach of guards or merchants. The city's distant hum, the low call of a watchman, the shuffle of feet, the clink of a lantern, forms a backdrop to his careful movements. The baby, swaddled tightly, remains calm in your mother's arms, a testament to her soothing presence. Each step is a test of nerve and skill, as one miscalculation could undo weeks of careful planning. Your father silently counts the steps, memorizes the turns, and anticipates every obstacle. The sun has long set, leaving only the pale glow of the moon and the faint light of scattered lanterns. Shadows stretch across the stone walls, forming shifting shapes that blur the boundaries between danger and protection. Patience is their ally. Every movement must be deliberate, slow, and precise. With every cautious step, the dream of reuniting fully as a family draws closer, yet the tension remains a constant companion. At last, the alley opens onto a slightly wider courtyard, partially concealed by a low stone wall and a cluster of storage huts. Your father crouches behind the wall, signaling your mother to follow closely. The night is quiet, but he can sense the faint movement of guards in the distance. He whispers instructions, reminding her to stay low and move slowly. The baby stirs, sensing the change in the air, and she rocks him gently to keep him calm. Every detail of the courtyard, the placement of barrels, the shadows of the huts, the slope of the cobblestones, is committed to memory. This temporary refuge offers both hope and risk. Even the slightest noise could betray their presence, but the careful planning of the past weeks now comes to fruition. The city beyond looms large, threatening, and unknowable, yet within this small, dimly lit courtyard, hope flickers. The reunion that began in whispered recognition continues, each step measured, deliberate, and suffused with the tension of a family striving for survival. Your father leads your mother and the infant to a concealed corner of the courtyard, hidden by the shadows and the low walls. He pauses, listening intently, counting the distant footsteps of the guards, and ensuring no one is approaching. Your mother's breathing is steady, her grip on the baby firm yet gentle. The faint scent of evening flowers from a nearby balcony mixes with the city's harsher aromas, grounding them for a moment in the familiar. He whispers a quiet prayer, thanking God for their safety thus far, and silently asking for guidance for the next steps. The baby's soft coos echo in the dim courtyard, a fragile but potent symbol of hope amidst uncertainty. Every movement must be precise, calculated, and silent. The path ahead is still dangerous, but the family's determination and careful observation make it possible to continue. Even in captivity, even in a foreign land, they navigate the city with a combination of faith, patience, and courage, moving steadily toward reunion and eventual escape. The shadows deepen, merging the edges of walls and buildings into a nearly seamless darkness. Your father studies the courtyard, noting the positions of potential threats and exits. He instructs your mother in hushed tones, pointing to a narrow passage that will lead them closer to a safer sector of the city. Every sound is magnified, the whisper of a breeze, the distant bark of a dog, the muted conversation of a passing guard. The baby shifts slightly, but your mother soothes him, her voice a quiet lullaby. The tension is palpable, yet the careful choreography of their movements ensures they remain undetected. Your father's eyes scan constantly, mapping every possible escape route, memorizing every obstacle, and anticipating the motions of guards who could appear at any moment. Faith, observation, and patience guide each movement. Though the city remains a maze of potential danger, every cautious step brings them closer to safety and the possibility of freedom. Carefully, they move through the narrow passage, shadows concealing their forms from distant guards. The baby sleeps quietly, oblivious to the tension surrounding him. Your father pauses often, listening for signs of danger, adjusting the route as necessary. The city is a labyrinth of alleys, courtyards, and stone stairways, each offering both concealment and risk. Every step is measured, every turn is calculated. Your mother moves with quiet precision, following his guidance and keeping the infant calm. The faint sounds of the city at night, the rustle of leaves, the distant murmur of voices, the clang of a distant gate, serve both as obstacles and as cover. Each careful movement reinforces the bond of trust and determination. Together, they advance cautiously, the city's oppressive atmosphere pressing around them, yet their hope, faith, and purpose remain unbroken. Every shadow, every sound, every movement is a step toward reunion, safety, and eventual return. Emerging into a slightly larger square, the family pauses, crouched behind a low wall. Lantern light flickers across the edges of the plaza, revealing the faint shapes of guards, merchants, and sleeping animals. Your father studies the layout carefully, mapping exits, potential hiding places, and paths that lead away from the city center. He whispers directions, ensuring your mother follows precisely. The baby stirs, and she rocks him gently, maintaining his quiet. Every detail, the position of a barrel, the angle of a stair, the distant glow of a lamp, is noted, catalogued, and committed to memory. The night is alive with sounds, yet they move almost silently, a dance of caution, patience, and determination. Every heartbeat echoes in the chest, each breath measured, as they advance toward the next phase of their journey. Freedom is not yet guaranteed, but the careful planning and courage of the family create a path forward. Your father signals for your mother to follow as they slip along the edge of the square, staying in the shadows. The city beyond is vast and intricate, but the family's careful observation of its patterns, guard shifts, street layouts, and the timing of movement guides each step. The baby sleeps peacefully, swaddled securely, his small presence a fragile reminder of what they fight for. The night air carries faint scents of bread, herbs, and the warm stones of the plaza. Each step is a calculated risk, but months of preparation, observation, and faith have prepared them for this delicate advance. Every shadow, every sound, and every movement is accounted for. The city may be foreign, intimidating, and dangerous, yet the family moves with quiet determination, navigating the streets and alleys with patience, vigilance, and hope as their guides. They reach the edge of the plaza and pause behind a stone fountain, the faint trickle of water masking their presence. Your father studies the remaining path, noting two narrow streets that offer safer passage to the outskirts of the city. Your mother tightens her grip on the baby, aware of the precariousness of each moment. The night is quiet, yet tense, the distant city lights flickering like beacons of both hope and danger. Every step forward has been deliberate, measured, and infused with purpose. Months of planning, observation, and quiet prayer have led them to this point. Freedom is still beyond reach, but the next careful movements could bring them closer to temporary safety, a crucial step in the larger journey toward reunion, survival, and eventual return to Iceland. Faith, courage, and patience guide each measured step. Crouched behind the fountain, your father studies the streets ahead. Two narrow lanes branch off, both shadowed and quiet. He whispers directions to your mother, careful not to alert any passing guard. The baby stirs slightly, and she rocks him gently, her voice a soft hum in the cool night air. Every detail matters: the angle of the walls, the placement of barrels, the flicker of distant lanterns. Each sound, footsteps, a stray animal, distant voices, must be interpreted and accounted for. They move in measured steps, shadows among shadows, the city both threatening and protective. The weight of the baby is a constant reminder of what's at stake, of why every movement must be precise. Each corner passed, each narrow alley crossed, brings them closer to the outskirts of the city, to safety, and to the next stage of their journey. Faith, courage, and patience are their companions. Slipping along the narrower lane, your father leads your mother and the baby, crouched low to avoid being seen. The moonlight reflects off the whitewashed walls, casting long, distorted shadows that make familiar shapes seem alien. Every step is measured. Every pause is calculated. He recalls the positions of guards from previous observations and times their movements carefully. The baby, now asleep, is a fragile weight in your mother's arms, yet she carries him steadily. The city hums faintly in the background, dogs barking, distant voices, the clatter of a shutter. Every sound is both a threat and a signal, guiding their movements. The narrow passage twists and turns, a small labyrinth, yet the careful observation of the past weeks allows them to navigate it. Each step forward feels both urgent and deliberate as the promise of temporary safety draws near. They pause behind a stacked pile of crates, the faint scent of herbs and wood mingling in the air. Your father peers around the corner, scanning for guards or wandering civilians. The night is still, yet every sound, footsteps echoing off stone, a distant shout, the soft murmur of wind, demands attention. Your mother shifts slightly, adjusting the swaddled baby and whispering softly to soothe him. Each movement must be precise. The slightest misstep could lead to discovery. Their path twists again, opening onto a wider street lined with shuttered windows. Shadows stretch long across the cobblestones, offering concealment. Your father's mind races with calculations, timing, speed, positioning. Every instinct, every learned observation, every quiet prayer is in play. They are almost beyond the center of the city, the outskirts a few careful steps away. Yet danger remains, and patience, vigilance, and faith remain their shields. The wider street is deceptively quiet, the city seeming to hold its breath. Your father guides your mother toward a low wall that borders the far edge, its shadow offering a slender path toward safety. The baby stirs but remains calm, lulled by your mother's gentle hums. The moon casts pale light across the rooftops, highlighting the contours of walls, the shapes of doorways, and the potential hiding spots for both friends and enemies. Every movement is deliberate, every step slow, precise. The weight of the infant, the tension in your mother's body, and the urgency in your father's eyes create a charged atmosphere, where each second matters. The night is alive with possibilities, both good and dangerous. Their progress is cautious, methodical, and deliberate, every step a testament to their determination to survive, reunite fully as a family, and continue their journey beyond the city's oppressive walls. Crouched behind the low wall, your father signals to your mother to move forward, inch by careful inch. The baby shifts slightly, and she soothes him with soft murmurs, feeling the warmth of his small body. The city's quiet hum surrounds them, distant voices, a dog barking, the faint creak of a gate. Every sound is analyzed, every shadow interpreted. The narrow path beyond the wall is fraught with potential danger, yet it offers the only route toward the outer edge. Your father's eyes scan constantly, mapping escape routes, timing guard movements, memorizing walls and alleyways. The baby remains a fragile, living weight, a reminder of the stakes and of why every step must be precise. Their careful, measured progress is both a survival strategy and a meditation in patience, faith, and hope, each movement a quiet triumph in a city filled with unknown threats. Emerging from the shadow of the wall, the family moves into a slightly wider street, their movements slow and deliberate. The baby sleeps, swaddled tightly, unaware of the tension around him. Your father studies the surroundings, noting lanterns, doors, windows, and the positions of distant guards. Each step is calculated, each pause purposeful. Your mother follows closely, whispering to calm herself and the child. The night air carries faint scents of bread, herbs, and warm stone, grounding them in the familiar even in a foreign land. Shadows shift and blend with the contours of the buildings, offering both concealment and confusion. The outskirts of the city are now within reach, yet vigilance remains critical. Patience, observation, and faith guide every step, inching the family toward temporary safety and the next stage of their long journey. The narrow lane leads them toward a less populated area, the distant sounds of the city fading into quiet murmurs. Your father crouches low, signaling for your mother to follow, each step slow, silent, deliberate. The baby stirs but remains calm in her arms, lulled by her soft humming. The night air is cooler here, carrying the faint scent of sea and stone. Shadows are long, distorted, and shifting, offering both protection and uncertainty. Every movement is calculated, every pause is measured. They advance carefully, aware that danger could emerge from any side street, doorway, or overhanging roof. Yet each step brings them closer to a narrow path leading beyond the city walls, toward temporary safety. Faith, courage, and careful observation are their constant companions, each movement a quiet testament to hope and determination. A narrow archway looms ahead, the path leading beyond the denser part of the city. Your father signals for your mother to pause, scanning for movement. The baby, still swaddled, stretches slightly but remains calm. Each shadow, each corner, each distant sound is observed and considered. The archway marks the threshold between the heart of the city and the outskirts, offering the promise of temporary concealment. Every movement must be deliberate. The weight of the baby, the tension of the night, and the memory of their capture add urgency to their progress. Your father counts steps, times movements, and ensures their route is clear. Patience and faith guide them, even as the oppressive city looms behind. The archway represents both hope and the unknown, a silent guardian to the next chapter of their journey. Passing under the archway, the streets open slightly, revealing quieter alleys and fewer guards. The baby stirs softly but remains swaddled and calm. Your mother follows closely, her hands steady despite tension and fatigue. Your father scans the area, noting walls, stairways, and potential hiding spots, mapping their path with precision. The night carries faint scents of cooking fires and herbs, mingling with the cooler sea air. Each step is deliberate, each pause calculated. The path toward the city's outskirts is fraught with risk, yet the family moves carefully, with faith, patience, and determination as guides. The distant hum of the city fades slightly, replaced by the quiet rustle of night winds. Every shadow, every sound, every movement is a step toward safety, reunion, and hope for the days to come. Finally, they reach the threshold of the city walls, the dense, oppressive streets giving way to wider paths and more open spaces. Your father pauses, letting your mother and the baby catch their breath. The baby stirs and coos softly, a fragile but powerful symbol of hope amidst uncertainty. Every step has been calculated, every sound accounted for, and every shadow observed. The walls behind them feel less confining, the night air cooler and freer. The city's distant hum is faint, and for the first time in weeks, a sense of cautious relief begins to settle over the family. Faith, courage, and careful planning have carried them this far. Beyond these walls lies temporary safety, a brief respite, and the next chapter of their long journey toward reunion, survival, and eventual return to Iceland. Beyond the city walls, the streets open into wider, quieter avenues. Your father pauses to let your mother rest, the baby swaddled safely against her chest. The night is cool, carrying the faint smell of sea and stone. Every shadow is examined, every distant sound noted. The city hum fades behind them, replaced by the whisper of the wind through the narrow alleys ahead. They move slowly, deliberately, careful not to draw attention. Their path winds toward the outer district, where fewer guards patrol and safe hideaways might exist. The baby stirs, and your mother hums a soft lullaby. Faith and patience are their guides. Each measured step is a testament to their determination. Relief is faint but real. They are closer to safety than they have been in weeks. The outer district is darker, quieter. Crumbling walls and abandoned warehouses line the path, offering concealment. Your father studies the route, timing each movement, noting the distant glow of lanterns. Your mother follows, swaddling the baby tighter. Every creak of wood, distant clatter, or whisper of wind is registered and interpreted. They advance in slow, deliberate steps, aware that a single mistake could reveal them. The open spaces feel safer, yet the tension remains. Every alley, every corner, every shadow holds potential danger. The baby coos softly, a fragile reminder of hope. With faith and careful observation, the family moves steadily toward the outskirts, each step a quiet triumph in their flight from captivity. A narrow bridge spans a small canal, the water below reflecting the pale light of the moon. Your father gestures for your mother to proceed slowly, keeping the baby swaddled and calm. Every movement is measured. The creak of wood beneath their feet echoes faintly, demanding caution. Beyond the bridge lies a labyrinth of smaller alleys and open squares, quieter than the heart of the city. Shadows stretch long and blend with the walls, offering cover. Each sound, footsteps, distant voices, water trickling, alerts them to the possibility of danger. The baby shifts but remains peaceful. Faith, patience, and vigilance guide every step. Crossing the bridge is both a literal and symbolic passage, closer to freedom, farther from their captors, yet still in a world of uncertainty. On the far side of the bridge, the alleys widen slightly. The air smells faintly of herbs, baked bread, and sea salt. Your father scans the surroundings, noting stairways, walls, and hiding spots. The baby stirs, cooing softly, and your mother hums to soothe him. Each step is deliberate, every pause calculated. The distant hum of the city fades, replaced by quieter, safer sounds. A dog barking far off, the wind rustling leaves, the occasional creak of a shutter. Progress is slow but steady. Shadows shift with the moonlight, offering both concealment and uncertainty. They advance cautiously, guided by faith, observation, and hope. Every moment is a careful balance between urgency and patience, each movement a testament to their determination to survive and protect their child. Emerging into a small courtyard, your father gestures for your mother to stop, scanning the perimeter. The baby, snug against her chest, shifts slightly but remains calm. The courtyard is empty, quiet, and offers a momentary respite. Beyond it, a narrow path leads toward the outskirts, lined with old walls and shuttered windows. Your father counts steps, times movements, and plans the next stretch carefully. The air is cooler here, carrying the faint scent of stone and distant sea. Shadows lengthen, blend, and shift as they move. Every sound, every flicker of light, every shadow is significant. Their progress is methodical, cautious, and deliberate. Faith, patience, and careful observation guide their movements as they inch closer to temporary safety and the next stage of their long journey. The narrow path twists and turns, the shadows of walls and overhanging balconies stretching across the cobblestones. Your father gestures for your mother to move slowly, keeping the baby quiet and calm. Every step is measured, every pause is deliberate. The distant hum of the city fades further. Each sound, footsteps, a dog barking, the whisper of the wind, is carefully noted. They advance cautiously, blending with the shadows, avoiding corners where danger might lurk. The baby's small movements remind them of what they protect, a symbol of hope amidst the uncertainty. Each step is guided by faith and observation, inching them closer to the outskirts and the possibility of temporary safety. A quiet square opens ahead, with crumbling walls and a small fountain at its center. Your father gestures for your mother to pause, scanning the edges. The baby stirs slightly but remains calm, swaddled in her arms. Shadows stretch long across the square, offering concealment but also ambiguity. Every sound is noted, the faint clatter of a shutter, the distant footsteps of a lone guard, the rustle of leaves. They move in slow, deliberate steps, aware that a single miscalculation could reveal them. Faith and vigilance guide them. Each stride, each careful pause, each measured breath is part of a larger plan. The outskirts of the city, and with them temporary safety, are near, yet caution remains paramount. Passing along the edge of the square, the path narrows again, twisting toward a cluster of old warehouses. The baby coos softly, and your mother rocks him gently, humming a quiet lullaby. Your father scans for movement, noting distant lanterns and the positions of guards. Shadows blend with walls, offering cover but also danger. Every step is precise, deliberate, and slow. The air smells faintly of herbs, baked bread, and the sea. The distant hum of the city fades, replaced by quieter, subtler noises. They advance cautiously, each movement guided by faith, patience, and hope. Every step brings them closer to temporary safety and the next stage of their journey. The warehouses offer a maze of narrow passages and hidden corners. Your father signals your mother to follow closely, moving slowly and deliberately. The baby shifts but remains swaddled and calm. Every sound, footsteps, distant voices, the rustle of wind, is noted and interpreted. Shadows stretch long across the cobblestones, providing concealment. Their progress is slow, methodical, and careful, each step a quiet act of courage. Faith and observation guide them, inching closer to the city's edge and temporary safety. The weight of the baby, the tension in your mother's arms, and the memory of their capture lend urgency to every movement. They advance with patience, vigilance, and hope. Finally, they reach a low wall marking the city's far edge. Beyond lies open land, the distant murmur of waves carrying faintly in the night air. Your father pauses, letting your mother rest, the baby still swaddled safely against her chest. Shadows fall long and protective across the path, offering concealment as they plan their next steps. The city hum fades completely behind them, replaced by quiet, cooler night air. Each movement has been measured, every sound observed, every shadow considered. Relief, cautious and quiet, begins to settle over the family. Faith, patience, and careful observation have brought them this far. Beyond this wall, temporary safety and the next stage of their journey await, a brief respite in their long quest to survive, reunite, and one day return to Iceland. Beyond the low wall, the open land stretches wide, dotted with sparse trees and low shrubs. The night air is cooler, carrying the faint scent of the sea. Your father gestures for your mother to move slowly, keeping the baby swaddled tightly. Shadows stretch across the uneven ground, providing both concealment and uncertainty. Every rustle of leaves, distant sound of water, and whisper of wind is noted with care. The open land offers temporary relief from the cramped, shadowed city streets, yet danger may still lurk. Each step is deliberate, measured, and cautious. Faith, patience, and careful observation guide every move. Relief is faint but real. They are further from the city and closer to temporary safety. The terrain slopes gently upward, offering a better vantage over the surrounding fields. Your father pauses, scanning the horizon, counting steps, timing movements, and noting potential threats. The baby stirs but remains calm in your mother's arms, lulled by her soft humming. Shadows stretch long across the uneven ground, creating both protection and ambiguity. Every distant sound, crickets, wind, an occasional call of a night bird, is interpreted. Progress is slow but steady, cautious but determined. Each measured step, every careful pause, is guided by faith, courage, and the knowledge that temporary safety lies just ahead. The night holds them, cradling their journey between fear and hope. A narrow stream crosses their path, the water reflecting the moonlight in shimmering ripples. Your father tests each stepping stone carefully, ensuring they hold before allowing your mother to cross with the baby. Every movement is deliberate, every pause intentional. The gentle sound of flowing water is oddly calming, though shadows on the banks remind them of potential danger. The baby stirs and coos softly, a fragile light in the darkness. Each careful step brings them closer to the outskirts and temporary safety. Faith and vigilance guide them as they navigate the stream, the soft sound of water blending with the night air, marking another milestone in their quiet journey. On the far side of the stream, the path narrows again, lined with shrubs and low trees. Shadows shift and stretch, blending with the ground, offering concealment while creating uncertainty. Your father signals for your mother to follow, moving slowly, carefully, deliberately. The baby, swaddled tightly, remains calm, sensing the rhythm of movement and the quiet determination of the adults around him. Every sound, the rustle of leaves, distant nocturnal creatures, the whisper of wind, is carefully noted. Progress is methodical, each step calculated, each pause deliberate. Faith, patience, and careful observation carry them onward toward the safety promised beyond the city's reach. A low hill rises ahead, its gentle slope bathed in moonlight. Your father gestures for your mother to pause and rest, adjusting the baby in her arms. The night air is cool and carries the faint scent of salt and distant seaweed. Shadows of shrubs and small trees stretch long across the uneven terrain, offering both concealment and uncertainty. Each sound is significant, a distant bark, the rustle of leaves, the whisper of wind. Every step is cautious, deliberate, and slow. Their progress is methodical, faith and observation guiding every move. The hill represents both a challenge and a milestone, a quiet marker of their journey toward temporary safety. Reaching the crest of the hill, the family pauses, breathing in the cooler night air. The city lights are faintly visible behind them, a reminder of what they left and the danger narrowly escaped. Shadows stretch across the hillside, blending with the contours of the land, offering protection and ambiguity. Your father scans the surroundings, noting the path ahead and potential threats. Your mother rocks the baby gently, her quiet hum soothing him. Every sound, every movement, every shadow is carefully considered. Their progress is deliberate, measured, and cautious. Faith, patience, and hope guide each step as they move closer to temporary safety and the open land beyond the city's reach. The slope levels into a narrow valley, flanked by low ridges that provide cover. Your father gestures for your mother to proceed slowly, careful of the uneven ground. The baby shifts slightly but remains calm in her arms. Every sound, distant night creatures, rustling leaves, the faint whisper of wind, is interpreted with care. Shadows shift and stretch across the valley, blending with the terrain. Progress is slow, methodical, deliberate. Each step, each pause, is guided by faith, courage, and careful observation. The outskirts are near, and the promise of temporary safety grows stronger with each careful, measured movement. A faint trail winds through the valley, the soft dirt path offering easier footing. Your father tests each step, ensuring stability before guiding your mother and the baby forward. The night is alive with quiet sounds, the rustle of leaves, the faint cry of a distant bird, the whisper of wind through the valley. Shadows stretch across the trail, offering protection while creating uncertainty. Each step is deliberate, every pause intentional. Faith, patience, and careful observation guide them forward. The open land beyond the city grows closer, a faint promise of temporary safety. Each stride is a quiet victory, each careful pause a reaffirmation of hope. The trail bends around a cluster of low trees, their branches forming protective shadows. Your father signals for your mother to follow slowly, swaddling the baby securely. The night air is cooler here, carrying the faint scent of distant sea and herbs. Every rustle of leaves, distant sound, and shadow is carefully interpreted. Progress is cautious, deliberate, and slow. Each step is measured, every pause intentional. Faith, patience, and careful observation guide them onward. The outskirts are near, the city lights fading behind them. Hope is quiet but present, growing with each careful stride and cautious movement along the winding trail. Emerging from the cluster of trees, the path opens into a broader stretch of land. The baby stirs slightly, and your mother hums softly, comforting him. Shadows stretch long across the open ground, providing both concealment and uncertainty. Your father pauses to observe the surrounding fields and distant horizon, mapping the next steps carefully. The night air is fresh, carrying the scent of sea and earth. Every sound, every movement, every shadow is noted. Progress is slow, deliberate, and cautious. Faith and observation guide their path. The outskirts of the city are behind them, and temporary safety lies just ahead, a quiet promise carried by measured steps, patience, and hope. Beyond the open stretch, a small grove of trees offers shade and concealment. Your father gestures for your mother to proceed carefully, adjusting the baby in her arms. Shadows twist and blend with the terrain, offering both protection and uncertainty. Each distant sound, the rustle of leaves, the call of night birds, the whisper of wind, is noted and interpreted. Progress remains deliberate and slow. Each step is measured, every pause intentional. Faith, patience, and observation guide them, inching closer to temporary safety. Relief is faint, cautious, yet real. They have left the city behind, though the journey is far from over, and vigilance remains their constant companion. The grove is quiet, the night air cool and still. Your father stops to catch his breath, scanning the surroundings. The baby shifts but remains calm, swaddled securely against your mother's chest. Every sound, the rustle of leaves, distant animal calls, the faint whisper of wind, is noted. Shadows stretch long and shift with the moonlight, blending with the uneven terrain. Progress is deliberate, cautious, and slow. Each step is measured, each pause intentional. Faith, patience, and careful observation guide them. They are further from the city, closer to temporary safety, yet the journey is far from over. Vigilance remains constant, a silent companion in the night. A faint trail winds through the grove, uneven and narrow, flanked by low shrubs. Your father tests each step before moving forward, guiding your mother and the baby carefully. The night is alive with subtle sounds, the whisper of wind through branches, distant nocturnal birds, the soft rustle of small animals. Shadows shift constantly, blending with the terrain, offering both protection and uncertainty. Each movement is deliberate, every pause measured. Faith, patience, and careful observation guide them along the trail. Relief is quiet but present. The city is behind them, and temporary safety lies just ahead. Every step is a careful act of courage and hope. The trail opens into a small clearing, the moonlight reflecting off the uneven ground. Your father gestures for your mother to pause, adjusting the baby in her arms. Shadows stretch across the clearing, blending with low shrubs and rocks, offering concealment while creating uncertainty. Each distant sound, a faint bark, rustle of leaves, whisper of wind, is carefully noted. They move slowly, deliberately, every step cautious, every pause intentional. Faith and vigilance guide them. The outskirts are near, the city fading behind them. Relief is cautious but tangible, growing with each careful stride, every measured breath in the quiet night air. Beyond the clearing, the path slopes upward toward a small ridge. Your father signals for your mother to move slowly, the baby swaddled and secure. Shadows stretch long, merging with rocks and uneven terrain. Every rustle, distant sound, and flicker of movement is interpreted with care. Progress is methodical, deliberate, and cautious. Each step is measured, each pause intentional. Faith, patience, and careful observation guide their movements. The ridge offers a better vantage, allowing your father to scan the surrounding land. Relief is present, but vigilance remains. The city is behind them, and temporary safety lies just ahead, visible in the faint outline of open fields beyond the ridge. Reaching the crest of the ridge, the family pauses. Below, the city lights glow faintly, a reminder of the danger they escaped. Beyond, open fields stretch into darkness, promising a measure of safety. Shadows fall long and protective across the ridge, offering cover while creating ambiguity. Your father studies the terrain ahead, mapping each step carefully. Your mother rocks the baby gently, humming softly. Every sound, movement, and shadow is carefully considered. Their progress is deliberate, slow, and cautious. Faith, patience, and vigilance guide them. Each stride is measured, each pause intentional, marking a quiet victory in their long journey toward temporary safety. The path descends gently into open fields, the grass whispering softly in the night breeze. Your father gestures for your mother to move cautiously, the baby swaddled securely. Shadows stretch across the undulating terrain, providing cover but also uncertainty. Every sound, distant water, the whisper of wind, nocturnal animals, is interpreted with care. They move slowly, deliberately, each step measured, each pause intentional. Faith, patience, and careful observation guide them onward. The city is behind them, fading into the darkness. Relief is quiet but present. The fields offer both concealment and hope. Every careful stride is a testament to courage, vigilance, and the promise of temporary safety. A small stream cuts through the fields, reflecting pale moonlight in rippling patterns. Your father pauses, testing the footing carefully before guiding your mother and the baby across. The night air is cool and scented faintly with water and earth. Shadows stretch long and blend with the terrain, offering both concealment and uncertainty. Every distant sound, the rustle of leaves, the soft gurgle of water, the occasional bird, is noted. Progress is slow and deliberate, each movement cautious, each pause intentional. Faith, patience, and vigilance guide them. The open fields offer temporary safety, but caution remains paramount as the night continues to stretch before them. Across the stream, the land rises gently again, offering a view of distant hills. Your father gestures for your mother to pause, adjusting the baby in her arms. The shadows of the hills blend with shrubs and rocks, providing concealment while creating uncertainty. Each sound, the rustle of grass, distant nocturnal creatures, whispering wind, is carefully noted. Progress remains deliberate, slow, and measured. Each step is intentional, each pause guided by faith and vigilance. The city is far behind, the open land before them offering a tentative promise of safety. Relief grows quietly, a gentle companion to their careful and cautious movement. The path winds through rolling hills, their silhouettes soft against the night sky. Your father moves cautiously, leading your mother and the baby, swaddled tightly, through low shrubs and rocks. Shadows stretch across the hills, offering both concealment and ambiguity. Every distant sound, every flicker of light, every movement of branches is observed carefully. Their progress is slow, deliberate, and measured. Faith, patience, and careful observation guide each step. Relief is faint but present. The city is behind them, fading into darkness. The open land offers hope and temporary safety, though vigilance remains their constant companion on the quiet night journey. Reaching a slight rise, the family pauses to catch their breath. Your father scans the horizon, noting low shrubs, distant hills, and potential hiding spots. The night air is cool and carries faint sense of earth and distant sea. Shadows stretch across the terrain, blending with rocks and vegetation, providing cover but also ambiguity. Every sound, the whisper of wind, distant water, nocturnal birds, is carefully interpreted. Progress is methodical, deliberate, and cautious. Each step is measured, each pause intentional. Faith, patience, and careful observation guide them. Relief grows with each careful stride, inching closer to temporary safety and the quiet promise of open land beyond. Beyond the rise, the terrain flattens slightly, a gentle plateau stretching ahead. Your father gestures for your mother to move slowly, the baby secure in her arms. Shadows twist and stretch across the plateau, blending with shrubs and low rocks, offering both concealment and uncertainty. Every sound, the rustle of grass, distant nocturnal calls, whisper of wind, is carefully noted. Their progress is cautious, deliberate, slow. Each step is measured, each pause intentional. Faith, patience, and vigilance guide them onward. The city is far behind, fading into darkness. Relief is quiet but growing, the open plateau a tentative promise of temporary safety. The plateau leads to a narrow wooded area, the trees dense and dark against the night sky. Your father gestures for your mother to proceed cautiously, swaddling the baby tightly. Shadows merge with the trunks and undergrowth, providing both cover and uncertainty. Every sound, rustling leaves, distant animal calls, soft wind, is interpreted carefully. Progress is methodical, deliberate, and slow. Each movement is intentional, every pause measured. Faith, patience, and careful observation guide them. Relief grows with each careful step. The woods offer concealment and promise, a quiet marker of progress beyond the city, though the journey remains far from over. Within the woods, the path narrows further, winding between gnarled tree trunks. Your father moves carefully, leading your mother and the baby through the shadows. The night is alive with subtle sounds, distant owls, rustling leaves, whispering wind. Shadows stretch and twist, blending with the undergrowth to create both protection and ambiguity. Every step is deliberate, every pause intentional. Faith, patience, and vigilance guide their movements. Relief grows steadily, the city is behind them, fading into darkness. The woods offer concealment and hope, each careful step a testament to courage, determination, and the promise of temporary safety. Emerging into a small clearing within the woods, the family pauses. Moonlight filters through the branches, illuminating soft patches of ground. Your father studies the surroundings, noting paths, shadows, and potential threats. Your mother rocks the baby gently, humming a quiet lullaby. Every distant sound, the rustle of leaves, nocturnal birds, whisper of wind, is carefully observed. Progress is slow, methodical, and deliberate. Each step is measured, each pause intentional. Faith, patience, and careful observation guide them. Relief is quiet but tangible, the city is behind, and the woods offer temporary safety and a moment to breathe amidst their long journey. The path through the clearing leads to denser woods ahead. Your father gestures for your mother to move slowly, adjusting the baby in her arms. Shadows merge with tree trunks and undergrowth, providing concealment while creating uncertainty. Every sound, movement, and flicker of light is carefully noted. Progress is deliberate, cautious, and slow. Each step is measured, every pause intentional. Faith, patience, and vigilance guide them onward. Relief grows quietly, the city is far behind. The woods offer both cover and hope, a temporary sanctuary as the family inches further from danger and closer to safety. Moving through the denser woods, your father guides your mother and the baby carefully. Each step is deliberate, the soft undergrowth muffling their movements. Shadows twist and merge with the trunks, offering concealment but also a sense of uncertainty. Every distant sound, a rustle, a hoot, the whisper of wind, is noted with care. The air carries the faint scent of earth and pine, grounding them in the present moment even as danger feels omnipresent. Each stride is measured, every pause intentional. Relief and hope mingle cautiously with fear, guiding their slow progress toward temporary safety. A faint path opens through the trees, leading toward a gentle rise. Your father tests each step, ensuring solid footing for your mother and the baby. The night hums softly around them, the rustle of leaves, distant creatures, the whisper of wind through branches. Shadows stretch across the terrain, offering cover while creating a sense of ambiguity. Progress is deliberate, cautious, slow. Every movement, every breath, every glance is guided by faith and vigilance. The city is fading behind them, the woods a sanctuary for now, yet danger and uncertainty remain constant companions. Reaching the crest of the rise, your father pauses, scanning the horizon. Moonlight illuminates the rolling hills beyond, the city lights faint in the distance. Shadows fall long and shifting across the ground, offering both protection and unease. Your mother rocks the baby gently, whispering prayers. Every distant sound, the rustle of animals, the whispering wind, the distant call of night birds, is noted with careful attention. Each step is deliberate, each pause intentional. Relief grows quietly, a small balm to the tension that grips them. The journey continues slowly, faith and vigilance guiding their cautious path. Descending from the rise, they move into a field of tall grass, the moonlight casting silver shadows across the undulating terrain. Your father leads carefully, holding your mother's hand and guiding the baby in her arms. Every sound, the brush of grass against skin, distant nocturnal calls, the murmur of a faraway stream, is interpreted with caution. Each step is measured, each pause intentional. Faith, patience, and vigilance guide them. Relief, fragile but growing, accompanies each careful movement. The city is behind them now, and open land stretches ahead, offering concealment and hope. A small grove emerges ahead, a cluster of trees casting dense shadows. Your father gestures for your mother to proceed slowly, swaddling the baby tightly. Shadows merge with trunks and undergrowth, providing cover while heightening uncertainty. Every rustle, distant sound, and flicker of movement is observed. Progress is slow, deliberate, methodical. Each step is measured, each pause intentional. Relief grows, subtle but present. The city is far behind, fading into darkness. The grove offers concealment and a sense of temporary safety, yet caution remains vital for the family's continued survival. Entering the grove, your father leads cautiously through uneven terrain, noting fallen branches and hidden roots. Your mother follows, supporting the baby in her arms. The night is alive with subtle sounds, distant calls of animals, the whisper of wind through leaves, the occasional crack of a twig. Shadows twist and stretch with the movement of branches, blending with the undergrowth to conceal the family while adding tension. Progress is methodical and slow. Each step is careful, every pause deliberate. Faith and vigilance guide them forward. Relief grows quietly as the grove provides temporary shelter, a fragile sanctuary from the dangers they have left behind. The grove opens to a small clearing, moonlight filtering through the canopy. Your father pauses, letting your mother rest while adjusting the baby. Shadows merge with rocks and shrubs, offering both cover and ambiguity. Every distant sound, rustling leaves, nocturnal birds, soft whispers of wind, is carefully noted. The family moves cautiously, deliberate and slow, each step measured, every pause intentional. Relief grows, mingling with the ever-present tension. The city is distant, fading into darkness, and the woods offer a temporary haven. Faith and hope guide them as they inch forward into the night. Beyond the clearing, the path narrows between gnarled trees. Your father moves with care, ensuring the baby remains swaddled and secure. Shadows stretch long, merging with uneven ground to create both concealment and uncertainty. Every sound, from rustling grass to distant animal calls, is observed. Progress is slow, measured, and deliberate. Each step is intentional, each pause guided by vigilance. Relief and hope grow gradually, tempered by the reality of the night's dangers. The family moves as one, silent and careful, the woods offering temporary protection as they continue their journey toward safety. A trickle of water glimmers faintly ahead, the sound of a small stream reaching their ears. Your father gestures for your mother to stop, assessing the best way to cross. Moonlight dances on the water's surface, shadows shifting with each ripple. Every sound, the water, the soft sigh of wind, nocturnal birds, is noted with care. The family proceeds cautiously, deliberate in each movement. Each step is measured, every pause intentional. Faith, patience, and vigilance guide them. Relief grows, quiet but steady, as the woods and the stream offer both concealment and a sense of progress toward safety. Crossing the stream, the ground soft beneath their feet, your father ensures that your mother and the baby remain balanced and secure. Shadows from nearby trees ripple across the water, creating both cover and uncertainty. Every rustle, movement, and distant call is observed with care. Progress is cautious, deliberate, and slow. Each step is measured, each pause intentional. Relief grows subtly with each successful stride. The woods provide temporary sanctuary, a place to rest briefly, yet vigilance remains constant. Faith and hope guide every careful step as the family continues their night journey. Beyond the stream, a gentle rise leads to a small hill. Your father signals your mother to proceed slowly, supporting the baby carefully. Shadows stretch long across the terrain, blending with low rocks and shrubs. Every distant sound, rustling leaves, soft wind, occasional nocturnal calls, is noted. Progress is deliberate, cautious, slow. Each movement is intentional, each pause purposeful. Relief grows quietly, the city is far behind, and the woods and hill offer concealment and hope. Faith, patience, and vigilance guide the family as they continue their careful journey toward temporary safety. Reaching the crest of the hill, the family pauses. Moonlight illuminates a distant clearing, promising a place to rest. Your father studies the terrain ahead, noting potential threats and cover. Shadows stretch across the ground, protective yet ambiguous. Your mother rocks the baby gently, whispering prayers. Every sound, the wind, distant animals, rustling leaves, is carefully observed. Progress is slow, methodical, and deliberate. Each step is measured, each pause intentional. Relief and hope grow steadily, mingling with caution. The journey continues, guided by faith, vigilance, and the promise of temporary safety beyond the hill. Descending into the clearing, the family moves carefully over uneven ground. Shadows stretch across the grass, offering both concealment and ambiguity. Your father guides your mother and the baby, ensuring their safety. Every sound, the rustle of grass, distant nocturnal creatures, whispering wind, is interpreted with care. Progress remains deliberate, slow, and cautious. Each step is measured, every pause intentional. Relief grows quietly, a faint companion to the family's journey. The clearing offers temporary safety, a momentary respite from the constant threat that shadows their path. In the clearing, your father signals a pause. The baby rests quietly, your mother adjusts blankets around him. Shadows twist across the grass, merging with shrubs and low rocks. Every sound, the whisper of wind, distant animal calls, shifting leaves, is observed closely. Each step forward will be measured, deliberate, and cautious. Relief mingles with the tension, offering a fragile sense of hope. The city is far behind, fading into darkness, while the clearing provides temporary sanctuary. Faith, patience, and vigilance guide the family, steadying them as they prepare for the next leg of their journey. As night deepens, the family settles briefly in the clearing. Your father scans the horizon, noting hills and shadowed areas that could provide both cover and danger. Your mother gently rocks the baby, murmuring prayers. The air carries the faint scent of earth, grass, and distant water. Every distant sound, animal calls, rustling leaves, the whisper of wind, is carefully noted. Progress has been deliberate and slow, each step measured, each pause intentional. Relief and hope grow quietly. The clearing offers temporary shelter, a fragile haven in the night, while faith and vigilance remain their constant companions on this cautious, long journey. The family rests quietly in the clearing, but your father's eyes never stop scanning. Every shadow, rustle, and distant sound is catalogued. The baby sleeps, and your mother closes her eyes for a few moments, though tension keeps her from truly relaxing. The night hums softly around them. Insects chirp, leaves whisper, and distant calls of nocturnal animals echo faintly. Each breath is careful, measured. Each movement is deliberate, ensuring that the small circle of safety remains intact. Faith and vigilance are intertwined, steadying them amid uncertainty. Slowly, your father signals that it's time to move. The clearing stretches before them, a path of moonlit grass leading into denser woods. Your mother rises carefully, clutching the baby. Shadows flicker and twist with the movement of branches, providing cover yet keeping the mind alert. Each step is intentional, every pause measured. Sounds of distant animals, wind, and the soft creak of grass beneath their feet are observed meticulously. Relief and hope mingle with caution, shaping the rhythm of their cautious journey through the night. Entering the woods, darkness deepens, but the moonlight filters through branches, casting silver patterns on the ground. Your father leads with steady hands, eyes adjusting to the muted shapes around him. Each step is deliberate. Roots, uneven soil, and fallen branches threaten to trip them if care is not taken. The baby stirs, and your mother murmurs softly, calming him. Every rustle of leaves, every distant call of night birds, every whisper of wind is noted. The woods offer shelter and concealment, yet vigilance remains essential for the family's survival. The path narrows between gnarled trees, and your father slows their pace, careful with every step. Moonlight plays across the trunks, creating moving shadows that blur the edges of perception. Your mother tightens her grip on the baby, whispering prayers. Every sound, branch cracking under a hidden animal, distant owl calls, faint whispers of the wind, is analyzed. The journey is slow, measured, deliberate. Relief creeps quietly into each moment, tempered by the reality of danger. Faith and hope are as vital as the careful steps that guide them deeper into the night. A soft murmuring of water draws their attention. A stream glints faintly in the moonlight, the gentle rush mingling with the sounds of the woods. Your father signals a brief pause to consider the safest crossing. Every movement is deliberate. The water sparkles across rocks, forming shadows that shift with the current. Your mother adjusts the baby, swaddled tightly against her chest. Progress is methodical, cautious, slow. Each step is measured, every pause intentional. Relief grows, mingling with vigilance. The woods offer concealment, the stream a minor obstacle, and the family presses onward quietly. Crossing the stream, the water cool against your father's boots, he ensures your mother remains steady. Shadows ripple across the surface, blending with foliage and low rocks. Every sound, the brush of grass, soft wind, distant animal calls, is catalogued. Progress continues slowly, deliberately, with care given to each step. Relief grows quietly, mingling with the tension that accompanies every moment. The woods offer temporary sanctuary, a fragile but crucial haven. Faith and patience guide every decision, every careful movement, as they continue toward a safer place. The ground rises gently beyond the stream, and your father leads the family up a subtle incline. The baby remains swaddled, warm and safe against your mother's chest. Shadows stretch long across the terrain, merging with undergrowth to provide cover. Every rustle, distant animal call, and whisper of wind is noted. Progress is slow, cautious, and deliberate. Each step is measured, every pause intentional. Relief creeps into the family's hearts, subtle but persistent. Faith and vigilance guide them, their journey marked by quiet determination and the hope of temporary safety. Reaching the crest of the hill, your father pauses, allowing your mother to rest and check the baby. Moonlight illuminates a distant clearing, faintly promising a place to recover. Shadows merge with trees and rocks, offering protection and uncertainty. Every sound, from the wind to nocturnal animals, is observed. The family moves slowly, deliberate, careful with each step. Relief grows alongside caution. The city is distant, fading from memory, while the hill and woods offer temporary sanctuary. Faith, patience, and vigilance remain their guiding companions through the long night. Descending toward the clearing, the family moves over uneven ground. Your father leads carefully, noting rocks, roots, and subtle depressions. Shadows shift with the trees, providing cover but creating uncertainty. Your mother holds the baby close, whispering prayers as they move. Every distant sound, the rustle of grass, the night's creatures, faint water, requires attention. Progress is deliberate, slow, methodical. Relief is present, quiet, and steady. The clearing offers temporary sanctuary, a small pause in the constant vigilance required for survival. Entering the clearing, your father signals a pause. The baby rests quietly, your mother adjusts blankets, ensuring warmth and safety. Shadows blend with rocks and low shrubs, offering cover while enhancing uncertainty. Every sound, the whispering wind, distant creatures, rustling leaves, is carefully noted. Each step forward is deliberate, measured, cautious. Relief and hope mingle with tension, offering a fragile balance. The clearing provides temporary shelter, a small haven in the night, while faith and vigilance guide every decision and movement toward continued survival. Night deepens around them, the clearing quiet except for the subtle noises of nocturnal life. Your father watches carefully, ensuring no unexpected movement or sound signals danger. The baby stirs, and your mother murmurs a lullaby, comforting him while keeping herself alert. Each shadow, movement, and sound is analyzed, every step measured and deliberate. Relief grows, mingling with the ever-present caution. The clearing offers temporary sanctuary, a fragile haven that allows a moment to breathe, yet the family remains vigilant, moving only as safety permits. The family moves cautiously to the far side of the clearing, where shadows merge with shrubs and low trees. Your father signals your mother to adjust the baby, keeping him secure against the night chill. Every sound, the soft rustle of leaves, distant calls, the faint whisper of wind, is monitored. Progress is slow, deliberate, and methodical. Each step is measured, every pause intentional. Relief grows alongside vigilance, subtle yet persistent. The clearing offers temporary sanctuary while the family continues to navigate the night's uncertainty, guided by faith and careful observation. Moving deeper into the woods, the family encounters a thicket. Your father tests each step, ensuring firm footing for your mother and the baby. Shadows intertwine with branches, offering concealment yet creating ambiguity. Every sound, the rustling of small animals, the whisper of leaves, distant bird calls, is analyzed. Progress is deliberate, slow, and cautious. Relief mingles with vigilance, subtle yet vital. The family moves as one, careful and silent, guided by faith and hope. The night stretches on, each step a blend of endurance and strategy. The path winds between denser trees, narrowing to a soft, moss-covered slope. Your father moves deliberately, noting each root and stone. Your mother supports the baby, whispering prayers for protection and guidance. Shadows lengthen and shift with the moonlight, offering both cover and unease. Every distant sound, movement, and flicker of light is carefully noted. Progress is slow, methodical, and intentional. Relief grows quietly alongside tension. The woods provide temporary shelter, a fragile refuge, while faith, vigilance, and hope guide the family through the long night journey. Emerging from the slope, the family finds a small hollow between two hills. Your father gestures for a pause, allowing your mother to adjust the baby. Moonlight filters gently, casting soft shadows across the ground. Every rustle, distant call, and whisper of wind is observed. Progress has been deliberate and slow, each step carefully calculated. Relief grows subtly, mingling with vigilance. The hollow offers temporary sanctuary, a place to rest briefly before continuing. Faith and hope remain their companions, guiding cautious movements through the darkness. Resting briefly in the hollow, your father scans the surroundings. Shadows twist and merge with rocks and undergrowth, offering both cover and uncertainty. The baby sleeps soundly, your mother murmuring prayers and adjusting blankets. Every sound, the wind, nocturnal creatures, distant water, is carefully noted. Progress is slow, deliberate, and cautious. Relief grows steadily, tempered by the need for vigilance. The hollow provides temporary safety, a fragile haven in the night. Faith and hope guide each step as the family prepares to continue toward a safer place. Leaving the hollow, the family moves toward a faintly visible path leading into lighter woods. Your father guides carefully, ensuring your mother and the baby remain safe. Shadows merge with the trees and undergrowth, offering concealment while adding tension. Every rustle, distant animal call, and shift of wind is noted. Progress is measured, deliberate, slow. Each step is intentional, every pause purposeful. Relief grows, mingling with ever-present vigilance. The woods provide shelter, faith and hope guide every step, and the family moves quietly into the next stage of their cautious journey. The woods open slightly, revealing patches of grass illuminated by the moon. Your father signals for a careful pause. The baby stirs, and your mother whispers soothing words. Shadows stretch and shift, blending with rocks and trees to offer both cover and uncertainty. Every sound, from wind to distant creatures, is observed. Each step is deliberate, measured, slow. Relief and hope intertwine with vigilance. The open patches provide temporary clarity, a moment to assess surroundings while continuing the journey. Faith and patience guide the family through each cautious movement. Moving forward, the family navigates a shallow valley, shadows merging with small shrubs and low rocks. Your father ensures each step is safe, guiding your mother and the baby. Every rustle, distant call, and whisper of wind is observed. Progress remains slow, deliberate, and careful. Relief grows quietly, mingling with constant vigilance. The valley offers temporary shelter, a minor refuge amid uncertainty. Faith, patience, and hope continue to guide the family as they move silently, step by cautious step, deeper into the night. Reaching the far edge of the valley, your father pauses, scanning the horizon. The baby sleeps, your mother adjusting blankets to keep him warm. Shadows stretch across the terrain, merging with trees and rocks to offer concealment. Every distant sound, from nocturnal animals to rustling leaves, is carefully noted. Progress has been measured and deliberate, each step intentional. Relief and hope mingle quietly with caution. The valley provides temporary sanctuary, a fragile haven in the night. Faith and vigilance remain constant companions as the family continues their slow, careful journey. Emerging from the valley, the family finds a narrow path winding between taller trees. Your father leads, eyes alert to every subtle movement in the undergrowth. The baby stirs in your mother's arms, and she whispers soft prayers to calm him. Shadows shift with the moonlight, forming illusions of figures that vanish with a blink. Each sound, the wind rustling leaves, distant bird calls, the soft snap of twigs underfoot, is carefully noted. Step by careful step, progress is made. Relief and tension intertwine, a fragile balance. Faith and vigilance guide every decision, ensuring the family moves safely through the quiet night. The path narrows further, roots twisting beneath their feet. Your father pauses, pointing out safer footing for your mother. She adjusts the baby, swaddling him snugly against her chest. Every distant noise, a rustle, a faint call of a nocturnal creature, or a shifting shadow, is observed and interpreted. Movement is deliberate, slow, cautious. Relief grows alongside tension, a quiet current beneath their measured steps. The trees form a protective canopy, filtering moonlight and providing cover. Faith, patience, and hope guide them, steadying the family through the long, shadowed journey. The forest thickens as they move onward. Moonlight flickers through dense branches, creating shifting patterns of light and dark on the ground. Your father tests each step, ensuring the baby and your mother remain steady. Every rustle of leaves, distant animal call, and whisper of wind is noted. Progress continues slowly, deliberately, cautiously. Relief mingles with vigilance, subtle but persistent. Each step is measured, every pause intentional. The woods offer shelter and concealment, a fragile haven in the night. Faith and hope are constant companions, guiding the family as they navigate the dense forest. A soft murmur of water leads them to a hidden stream. The moon glints on the surface, casting silver patterns. Your father signals a careful pause, allowing your mother to adjust the baby. Every sound, movement, and flicker of light is observed. The water offers both a source of comfort and a potential risk. Progress is slow, deliberate, cautious. Relief grows quietly, tempered by the need for vigilance. The stream provides temporary respite, a fragile refuge in the shadows. Faith and patience guide the family, each careful step bringing them closer to safety. Crossing the stream, water cool against your father's boots, he ensures your mother remains steady. The baby stirs, comforted by her steady arms. Shadows ripple across the water, blending with rocks and foliage. Every sound, the brush of grass, distant wind, nocturnal calls, is catalogued. Movement is measured, slow, deliberate. Relief grows subtly, mingling with vigilance. The forest offers temporary sanctuary, a fragile haven in the night. Faith, hope, and careful observation guide every step, ensuring the family continues safely along the hidden path. On the far side of the stream, the ground rises gently. Your father leads the family upward, noting roots, stones, and uneven terrain. Moonlight filters through the trees, casting long shadows that shift with movement. Every sound is observed, the wind, distant animal calls, rustling leaves. Each step is deliberate, each pause intentional. Relief mingles with vigilance, subtle and steady. The forest provides temporary concealment, a fragile haven. Faith and patience guide the family, their careful movements maintaining the delicate balance between safety and danger as they continue their journey through the night. The path winds through dense undergrowth, narrowing to a barely discernible trail. Your father moves deliberately, ensuring each step is secure. Your mother holds the baby close, whispering prayers. Shadows stretch and twist, offering cover while creating uncertainty. Every rustle, distant sound, and flicker of light is catalogued. Progress is slow, cautious, deliberate. Relief grows quietly alongside vigilance. The undergrowth provides concealment, a fragile refuge. Faith, hope, and careful observation guide the family through the long night, each step a careful negotiation with the surrounding darkness. Emerging from the thickest part of the forest, the family finds a small clearing bathed in faint moonlight. Your father signals a pause, allowing your mother to rest and adjust the baby. Shadows stretch across the terrain, merging with low shrubs and rocks, offering both concealment and uncertainty. Every sound, the wind, nocturnal creatures, distant water, is observed. Each step is deliberate, measured, and cautious. Relief grows subtly, mingling with vigilance. The clearing provides temporary sanctuary, a fragile haven in the night. Faith and hope guide every step as the family prepares to move forward. The family moves carefully through the clearing, each step measured. Your father signals frequently, pausing to ensure your mother and the baby remain steady. Shadows from distant trees merge with rocks and undergrowth, offering cover and uncertainty. Every rustle, distant animal call, and shift of wind is carefully noted. Progress is slow, deliberate, and cautious. Relief mingles with vigilance, subtle but persistent. The clearing provides temporary safety, a fragile refuge in the darkness. Faith and patience guide the family through each careful step toward a safer place. Reaching the far edge of the clearing, your father pauses to scan the horizon. The baby sleeps peacefully, your mother adjusting blankets to keep him warm. Shadows stretch across the landscape, merging with trees and rocks to offer concealment. Every distant sound, the wind, rustling leaves, nocturnal creatures, is noted. Progress has been slow, deliberate, measured. Relief and hope mingle quietly with caution. The clearing offers temporary sanctuary, a fragile haven in the night. Faith and vigilance remain constant companions as the family prepares for the next stage of their careful journey. Moving onward, the family descends a gentle slope, careful to avoid hidden roots and stones. Your father signals your mother frequently, guiding her and the baby through the uneven ground. Shadows flicker with the moonlight, blending with rocks and undergrowth. Every sound, the soft brush of grass, distant animal calls, whisper of the wind, is noted. Step by careful step, they advance slowly, deliberately, cautiously. Relief grows alongside vigilance, subtle yet steady. The slope provides cover, a fragile sanctuary in the darkness. Faith and hope guide the family through each measured step. The forest opens slightly into a broader path. Your father pauses, scanning the surroundings while your mother adjusts the baby. Moonlight filters through the canopy, casting gentle shadows. Every rustle of leaves, distant call, or flicker of light is noted. Progress is slow, deliberate, cautious. Relief mingles quietly with vigilance. The path offers temporary clarity and safety, a fragile haven in the night. Faith, patience, and hope guide each careful movement, ensuring the family moves steadily toward a safer place. The path winds between low hills, shadows stretching across uneven terrain. Your father leads deliberately, eyes constantly alert. Your mother holds the baby, whispering prayers for protection. Every sound, the wind, distant nocturnal creatures, rustling leaves, is catalogued and analyzed. Each step is measured, every pause intentional. Relief grows subtly, mingling with vigilance. The hills offer both shelter and challenge. Faith and hope guide the family, each careful movement a negotiation between safety and danger in the quiet, shadowed night. Reaching a small hollow, your father signals a pause. The baby stirs, your mother murmuring prayers. Shadows twist with the terrain, blending with low shrubs and rocks to offer cover and uncertainty. Every distant sound, the whisper of wind, rustling leaves, nocturnal calls, is carefully observed. Progress has been slow, deliberate, measured. Relief and hope mingle with vigilance, subtle yet persistent. The hollow provides temporary shelter, a fragile refuge in the night. Faith and patience guide every movement as the family continues their careful journey. Leaving the hollow, the family moves cautiously along a faint trail. Your father ensures every step is secure, guiding your mother and the baby. Shadows stretch across the path, merging with undergrowth for concealment. Every rustle, distant animal call, and shift of light is noted. Progress remains slow, deliberate, cautious. Relief grows quietly, mingling with vigilance. The path offers temporary safety, a fragile sanctuary. Faith, hope, and careful observation guide each step, ensuring the family navigates the night safely. Entering a denser patch of forest, the family moves with heightened caution. Your father signals pauses, checking footing for your mother and the baby. Shadows twist and merge with undergrowth, offering concealment while creating uncertainty. Every sound, the soft rustle of leaves, distant nocturnal calls, whispering wind, is noted. Step by deliberate step, progress continues. Relief grows quietly alongside vigilance. The forest provides temporary refuge, a fragile haven. Faith and patience guide the family as they navigate the darkness. Moving deeper, the forest thickens. Moonlight filters weakly through dense branches, casting shifting shadows. Your father tests each step carefully. Your mother whispers prayers, adjusting the baby. Every rustle, distant animal call, and shift of light is observed. Progress is slow, measured, cautious. Relief mingles subtly with vigilance. The thickened forest provides cover, a fragile sanctuary in the night. Faith, hope, and careful observation guide each careful movement, ensuring safety through the shadowed terrain. A soft murmur of water draws their attention. A narrow stream glints faintly in the moonlight. Your father signals a careful pause, allowing your mother to adjust the baby. Every sound, the gentle rush of water, rustling leaves, distant nocturnal calls, is noted. Progress continues slowly, deliberately, cautiously. Relief grows subtly alongside vigilance. The stream offers temporary respite, a fragile refuge. Faith and patience guide every step as the family carefully crosses and continues through the night. Crossing the stream, water cool against your father's boots, he ensures your mother's footing is secure. The baby stirs, comforted by her steady arms. Shadows ripple across the surface, blending with rocks and foliage. Every sound, the brush of grass, distant animal calls, whisper of wind, is observed. Each step is deliberate, slow, cautious. Relief grows quietly alongside vigilance. The stream provides temporary sanctuary, a fragile refuge amid the darkness. Faith and hope guide every careful movement. On the far side of the stream, the ground rises gently into a small hill. Your father leads the family upward, noting each root and stone. Moonlight filters softly through trees, casting long shadows. Every rustle, distant sound, and flicker of light is observed. Progress is measured, deliberate, cautious. Relief mingles subtly with vigilance. The hill offers temporary shelter, a fragile haven in the night. Faith and hope remain companions as the family continues their slow, careful journey through the shadowed forest. Reaching the top of the hill, your father pauses, scanning the horizon. Moonlight glimmers faintly on distant rocks and low shrubs. The baby sleeps, swaddled against your mother's chest. Every sound, the soft rustle of leaves, distant calls of nocturnal creatures, the whispering wind, is carefully noted. Progress continues slowly, deliberate and cautious. Relief mixes quietly with vigilance, a delicate balance. The hilltop offers a temporary sanctuary, a fragile haven in the night. Faith and patience guide every step, ensuring the family remains safe in the quiet darkness. Moving down the far side of the hill, the family enters a narrow glade where shadows stretch long beneath tall trees. Your father signals pauses frequently, checking the footing for your mother and the baby. Each rustle, distant call, and flicker of light is observed. The steps are slow, deliberate, cautious. Relief grows subtly alongside vigilance. The glade offers temporary cover, a fragile sanctuary amidst the night. Faith, hope, and careful attention guide each movement as the family navigates the hidden path, every step a quiet negotiation with the surrounding darkness. The glade opens into a small clearing dotted with rocks and low shrubs. Moonlight filters softly, casting gentle shadows across the terrain. Your father signals a pause, allowing your mother to adjust the baby. Every sound, the whisper of wind, rustling leaves, nocturnal calls, is catalogued. Progress is slow, deliberate, and measured. Relief intertwines with vigilance, subtle but steady. The clearing provides temporary shelter, a fragile refuge in the night. Faith and hope continue to guide the family through each careful step, ensuring they move safely through the darkness. Moving onward, the path narrows again, winding through thicker undergrowth. Your father leads deliberately, watching for obstacles. Your mother holds the baby tightly, whispering prayers to calm him. Shadows twist and merge with the foliage, offering both concealment and uncertainty. Every rustle, distant call, and flicker of moonlight is noted. Progress remains slow, cautious, and deliberate. Relief grows quietly alongside vigilance. The forest provides temporary sanctuary, a fragile haven in the night. Faith and patience guide the family through each careful movement. Emerging from the dense undergrowth, the family finds a faint trail winding across gentle slopes. Your father scans the horizon, noting potential risks. Your mother adjusts the baby, whispering words of reassurance. Every sound, the wind through leaves, distant nocturnal creatures, shifting shadows, is observed. Step by careful step, progress continues slowly and deliberately. Relief and vigilance mingle quietly, subtle and persistent. The trail offers temporary safety, a fragile refuge in the darkness. Faith and hope guide every movement as the family moves steadily toward an uncertain destination. Descending a gentle slope, the family moves carefully among rocks and roots. Your father signals frequently, ensuring your mother's footing is secure. The baby stirs slightly, comforted by her arms. Shadows stretch and twist across the terrain, blending with low shrubs and trees. Every sound, the brush of leaves, distant calls, whispering wind, is catalogued. Progress is slow, deliberate, cautious. Relief grows subtly alongside vigilance. The slope offers temporary shelter, a fragile haven in the night. Faith and hope continue to guide the family through each careful step. At the base of the slope, the path winds along a hidden stream. Moonlight glints faintly on the water's surface. Your father pauses, allowing your mother to adjust the baby. Every rustle, distant animal call, and flicker of light is observed. Step by step, the family crosses carefully, moving slowly, deliberately, cautiously. Relief mixes quietly with vigilance, subtle but steady. The stream offers temporary respite, a fragile sanctuary in the darkness. Faith and patience guide each movement, ensuring the family navigates safely through the quiet night. On the far side of the stream, the terrain rises gently into a low hill. Your father leads the family upward, noting every root and stone. Shadows stretch long beneath the trees, blending with undergrowth for cover and uncertainty. Every sound, the rustle of leaves, distant nocturnal calls, whispering wind, is catalogued. Progress is measured, deliberate, cautious. Relief grows quietly alongside vigilance. The hill provides temporary shelter, a fragile haven in the night. Faith and hope continue to guide the family through each careful step along the hidden path. Reaching the crest of the hill, your father pauses to scan the horizon. The baby sleeps, swaddled against your mother's chest. Moonlight casts faint patterns across rocks and shrubs, shadows shifting with every slight breeze. Every rustle, distant call, and flicker of light is carefully observed. Step by careful step, progress continues, slow and deliberate. Relief and vigilance mingle quietly. The hilltop offers temporary sanctuary, a fragile haven in the night. Faith, patience, and hope guide each careful movement as the family continues their cautious journey. Descending the far side of the hill, the family enters a narrow, tree-lined path. Your father signals pauses frequently, checking the footing for your mother and the baby. Shadows stretch long, merging with foliage to offer concealment. Every sound, the whisper of wind, distant nocturnal creatures, rustling leaves, is observed. Progress is slow, deliberate, cautious. Relief mingles with vigilance, subtle and steady. The path offers temporary safety, a fragile sanctuary. Faith and hope guide each careful step, ensuring the family moves safely through the shadowed forest. Emerging from the tree-lined path, the family finds a small clearing where the moonlight shines more clearly. Your father signals a pause, allowing your mother to adjust the baby. Shadows stretch across the terrain, merging with rocks and shrubs for cover. Every sound, the wind, rustling leaves, distant nocturnal calls, is carefully noted. Step by careful step, progress continues slowly, deliberately, cautiously. Relief grows subtly alongside vigilance. The clearing provides temporary sanctuary, a fragile refuge in the night. Faith and patience guide each movement as the family moves toward safety. Moving onward, the path winds through a gentle slope dotted with shrubs and rocks. Your father leads carefully, eyes scanning every detail. Your mother holds the baby close, whispering prayers. Shadows twist with the moonlight, offering cover and uncertainty. Every rustle, distant call, and flicker of light is observed. Step by step, progress continues slowly, deliberate, cautious. Relief mingles with vigilance, subtle and steady. The slope offers temporary shelter, a fragile haven in the night. Faith and hope guide every careful step through the quiet darkness. Reaching a shallow valley, the family moves carefully among low shrubs and rocks. Your father signals frequent pauses, checking the baby and your mother. Shadows shift with the moonlight, blending with the undergrowth for concealment. Every sound, the brush of leaves, distant nocturnal calls, whispering wind, is catalogued. Progress is slow, deliberate, cautious. Relief grows quietly alongside vigilance. The valley offers temporary refuge, a fragile haven in the night. Faith and patience guide each careful step as the family continues their measured journey. The valley widens slightly, offering a clearer path. Your father pauses, scanning the terrain. The baby stirs, comforted by your mother's steady arms. Shadows stretch across rocks and shrubs, merging with the undergrowth to offer cover. Every rustle, distant animal call, and flicker of light is observed. Step by careful step, the family moves slowly, deliberately, cautiously. Relief mingles with vigilance, subtle but persistent. The valley provides temporary sanctuary, a fragile refuge. Faith and hope guide each careful movement through the night. Moving along the valley floor, the family encounters low, scattered rocks. Your father signals pauses to ensure safety. Your mother adjusts the baby, whispering prayers softly. Shadows twist with the terrain, blending with shrubs for cover and uncertainty. Every distant sound, the rustle of leaves, nocturnal calls, whispering wind, is noted. Step by careful step, progress continues, slow and deliberate. Relief and vigilance mingle quietly. The valley offers temporary refuge, a fragile haven in the night. Faith and patience guide each careful movement. The valley narrows again, guiding the family toward a faint, hidden trail. Your father leads carefully, watching for roots and stones. Your mother holds the baby close, whispering comforting words. Shadows stretch long beneath the trees, blending with undergrowth for concealment. Every rustle, distant call, and flicker of moonlight is observed. Progress remains slow, deliberate, and cautious. Relief grows quietly alongside vigilance. The trail provides temporary safety, a fragile sanctuary. Faith and hope guide each step as the family navigates the shadowed path. Emerging from the narrowing valley, the family reaches a gentle slope. Your father pauses, scanning the horizon for signs of danger. Your mother adjusts the baby, whispering prayers. Shadows stretch across rocks and shrubs, merging with the undergrowth for cover. Every sound, the wind, rustling leaves, distant nocturnal creatures, is carefully noted. Step by careful step, the family moves slowly, deliberately, cautiously. Relief mingles subtly with vigilance. The slope provides temporary refuge, a fragile haven. Faith and patience guide each careful movement through the quiet night. Moving down the gentle slope, the family follows a hidden path lined with low shrubs. Your father signals frequent pauses, checking your mother's footing and the baby. Shadows shift with the moonlight, offering cover and uncertainty. Every rustle, distant call, and flicker of light is observed. Step by step, progress continues slowly, deliberate, cautious. Relief grows quietly alongside vigilance. The path offers temporary safety, a fragile sanctuary. Faith and hope guide each careful movement through the night. At the base of the slope, the family enters a small clearing. Your father pauses, scanning the surrounding shadows. The baby stirs in your mother's arms, quieted by her gentle words. Moonlight casts faint patterns across rocks and shrubs. Every rustle, distant animal call, and whisper of wind is catalogued. Step by step, progress continues slowly, deliberately, cautiously. Relief mingles quietly with vigilance. The clearing provides temporary refuge, a fragile haven. Faith and patience guide the family through each careful movement toward safety. Exiting the clearing, the family finds a faint trail leading toward denser woods. Your father leads carefully, scanning for obstacles. Your mother holds the baby tightly, whispering prayers to calm him. Shadows merge with the foliage, offering concealment while creating uncertainty. Every sound, the rustle of leaves, distant nocturnal calls, the whisper of wind, is observed. Step by careful step, progress continues slowly, deliberate, cautious. Relief and vigilance mingle subtly. The path offers temporary sanctuary, a fragile refuge in the night. Faith and hope guide every careful movement as the family continues through the shadowed forest. The trail winds deeper into the woods, shadows stretching long beneath tall trees. Your father pauses often, scanning for signs of danger. Every rustle, distant call, and flicker of moonlight is catalogued. Your mother adjusts the baby, whispering quiet prayers to soothe him. Step by step, progress is slow, deliberate, and cautious. Relief mingles with vigilance. Each movement is measured, every sound noted. The forest, dense and silent, offers temporary concealment, a fragile sanctuary in the darkness. Faith and hope guide the family along this hidden path, each step carrying them towards safety and the unknown. A gentle slope rises before them, moonlight filtering through branches, illuminating scattered rocks. Your father signals pauses for your mother to steady the baby and catch her breath. Shadows stretch across the terrain, merging with shrubs to offer both cover and uncertainty. Every distant sound, the rustle of leaves, nocturnal animals, whispering wind, is observed. Step by careful step, the family moves slowly, deliberately, cautiously. Relief grows subtly alongside vigilance. The slope offers temporary refuge, a fragile haven in the night. Faith and patience guide their careful progress. At the top of the slope, the family finds a narrow ridge lined with low shrubs. Your father surveys the surrounding woods, eyes sharp and alert. Your mother adjusts the baby, murmuring comforting words. Shadows shift, blending with the undergrowth to offer concealment. Every sound, the brush of leaves, distant calls of night birds, the whispering wind, is catalogued. Step by step, progress is slow and deliberate, cautious but steady. Relief intertwines quietly with vigilance. The ridge provides temporary sanctuary, a fragile refuge in the night. Faith and hope guide each careful movement along the hidden path. Descending the ridge, the family moves carefully among rocks and tangled roots. Your father pauses frequently, ensuring your mother's footing is safe. The baby stirs, comforted by her gentle arms. Shadows stretch long beneath trees, offering cover while blending with uncertainty. Every rustle, distant call, and flicker of moonlight is observed. Step by careful step, progress continues slowly, deliberately, cautiously. Relief grows quietly alongside vigilance. The slope offers temporary shelter, a fragile haven in the night. Faith and patience guide every movement toward safety. The forest opens slightly, revealing a hidden stream winding across the terrain. Moonlight glints softly on the water. Your father signals a pause, allowing your mother to adjust the baby. Every rustle, distant nocturnal call, and flicker of light is catalogued. Step by step, the family crosses carefully, moving slowly, deliberately, cautiously. Relief mingles quietly with vigilance. The stream offers temporary refuge, a fragile sanctuary in the night. Faith and hope continue to guide every careful step, ensuring the family navigates safely. On the far side of the stream, the trail ascends gently. Your father leads cautiously, eyes scanning for obstacles. Your mother murmurs prayers, the baby sleeping in her arms. Shadows stretch across rocks and shrubs, blending with undergrowth to offer both cover and uncertainty. Every sound, the whispering wind, rustling leaves, distant nocturnal calls, is observed. Step by step, progress continues slowly, deliberate, cautious. Relief mingles with vigilance. The slope provides temporary sanctuary, a fragile haven in the night. Faith and hope guide every careful movement. Emerging from the slope, the family finds a narrow glade. Moonlight streams faintly through branches, illuminating rocks and low shrubs. Your father signals pauses for rest and observation. Your mother whispers quiet prayers to the baby, adjusting his swaddling. Every rustle, distant call, and flicker of moonlight is noted. Step by step, progress continues, slow and deliberate, cautious yet steady. Relief intertwines quietly with vigilance. The glade offers temporary refuge, a fragile sanctuary in the night. Faith and patience guide each careful movement along the hidden path. The trail winds gently toward a denser section of the woods. Your father pauses frequently, scanning the terrain for threats. Your mother holds the baby close, whispering reassuring words. Shadows shift with every slight breeze, blending with the undergrowth. Every sound, the rustle of leaves, distant nocturnal calls, whispering wind, is catalogued. Step by careful step, progress continues slowly, deliberately, cautiously. Relief grows quietly alongside vigilance. The forest provides temporary shelter, a fragile haven in the night. Faith and hope guide every movement. The family reaches a small clearing at the forest's edge. Moonlight glows softly on the grass, casting gentle shadows across rocks and shrubs. Your father signals a pause, allowing your mother to adjust the baby. Every distant sound, the brush of leaves, night birds calling, whispering wind, is observed. Step by careful step, progress continues, slow and deliberate, cautious yet steady. Relief mingles quietly with vigilance. The clearing offers temporary sanctuary, a fragile refuge in the night. Faith and hope guide every careful movement as the family nears a safer place. Moving through the clearing, the family begins to see faint lights flickering in the distance. Other villagers who survived gathered safely. Your father quickens his pace slightly, but remains vigilant. Shadows stretch long across the open terrain, providing both cover and uncertainty. Every rustle, distant call, and flicker of light is catalogued. Step by careful step, progress continues, slow and deliberate, cautious but steady. Relief grows alongside vigilance. The lights ahead offer hope, a fragile promise of safety and reunion. Faith and hope guide each careful movement toward what may finally be refuge. As they draw closer, the faint lights become lanterns held by familiar faces. Your father calls softly, and a few villagers turn in recognition. Your mother whispers prayers of gratitude, the baby sleeping peacefully in her arms. Every step carries hope mingled with cautious awareness. Shadows still stretch long across the terrain, but the presence of others provides comfort. Step by step, progress continues slowly, deliberate, and measured. Relief intertwines quietly with vigilance. The gathering of survivors offers temporary refuge, a fragile sanctuary, a glimpse of safety in the long, fearful night. Reaching the village gathering, your father is greeted by whispers of relief and quiet congratulations. Your mother smiles softly, eyes glistening, holding the baby closer. Villagers share what little food and water they have, distributing among children and families. Every rustle of fabric, quiet movement, and distant nocturnal call is noted, but the presence of the community brings reassurance. Step by step, the family settles into this fragile haven, slowly regaining a sense of calm. Faith and hope mingle with relief, guiding each careful movement through the night's final shadows. In the center of the safe area, a small fire flickers, casting a warm glow across faces tired and strained. Your father speaks softly to other villagers, planning the next steps for sustenance and protection. Your mother rests briefly, whispering gentle prayers over the baby. Shadows stretch outside the circle of firelight, but the gathering offers a fragile sanctuary. Step by step, progress continues slowly, deliberate, cautious. Relief grows quietly alongside vigilance. The community becomes a beacon of hope, guiding each careful movement toward renewed security. Families share news, recounting the raid and their narrow escapes. Your father listens, absorbing details while maintaining vigilance. Your mother murmurs prayers for those still missing. Shadows flicker in the firelight, casting long, dancing forms across the ground. Step by careful step, trust and cooperation emerge among the survivors. Relief intertwines with cautious vigilance. The safe area provides temporary refuge, a fragile haven in the night. Faith and hope guide each movement, ensuring that the family and their community remain intact. The night deepens, and a calm settles over the village gathering. Your father and mother sit together, holding the baby, feeling a momentary peace. The quiet murmurs of other families, the distant whisper of wind through trees, and the occasional call of nocturnal animals form a gentle symphony. Step by step, the night progresses slowly and deliberately. Relief mingles quietly with vigilance. The village offers temporary sanctuary, a fragile haven in the darkness. Faith and hope continue to guide every careful movement, offering a sense of calm amidst lingering fear. As dawn approaches, pale light begins to touch the horizon. Your father rises, scanning the area and ensuring everyone is accounted for. Your mother adjusts the baby, whispering words of reassurance. Shadows stretch long but fade gradually with the coming day. Step by careful step, the family moves through the clearing toward a safer spot within the village. Relief grows alongside vigilance. The faint light of morning offers a fragile promise of safety and recovery. Faith and hope guide each careful movement as the first warmth of the sun touches their faces. Villagers begin tending to the wounded, repairing shelters, and preparing simple food. Your father organizes a small group to gather water, while your mother helps soothe children, keeping the baby close. Every movement is deliberate, cautious, and measured. Relief mingles with vigilance. Shadows fade with the morning light, revealing the destruction left by the pirates, yet also the resilience of the survivors. The village, though scarred, offers refuge and the promise of recovery. Faith and hope guide each careful step, every action taken with care and purpose. By midday, the survivors have begun to establish temporary routines. Families share stories, offer food, and check on each other. Your father walks slowly, observing the village, ensuring that everyone is safe. Your mother, carrying the baby, joins other women gathering food and water. Shadows are minimal now, daylight revealing both devastation and the determination to rebuild. Step by careful step, progress continues, deliberate and cautious. Relief grows alongside vigilance. The community offers refuge, a fragile haven rebuilt with shared hope and faith guiding each careful movement. Evening descends softly, the sky painted with pale hues of pink and gold. Your father, mother, and children sit together at the edge of the village, watching the sun sink toward the horizon. The baby sleeps peacefully in your mother's arms. Every rustle of leaves, distant bird call, and whispering wind is observed, yet the calm brings a gentle sense of relief. Step by step, the day closes, slow and deliberate. Shadows lengthen, but the village provides sanctuary. Faith and hope mingle with quiet joy, guiding every movement as the family prepares for rest in this temporary haven. Night fully settles over the village, stars beginning to sparkle faintly in the sky. Your father and mother sit close, the baby cradled between them, the older children leaning against them. The horrors of the past days remain etched in memory, but for now, a fragile peace blankets the survivors. Gentle prayers are whispered into the night, mingling with the soft rustle of trees and the distant call of nocturnal birds. Step by careful step, hearts begin to heal, and hope blooms quietly amidst lingering fear. The family sleeps together, warm and protected, the stars above reflecting the promise of tomorrow. Though much has been lost, the strength of love, faith, and unity endures. Tomorrow is unknown, but tonight they rest, together, safe, and watched over by the vast, silent sky.